Round one. Fight! Hey, there it goes. After I click on it 3 times and it finally gets rid of everything. Hey, welcome to Tier Ranker Fights. This is episode number 98. Best movies with one-word titles of the 2000s. So we hashed it out. We're not going to have every one-word title movie from the 2000s to choose from, but we picked most of the top ones. We got a little over 100 movies to choose from. We obviously won't talk about them all. What we do is we just go through we'll go for roughly about 2 hours, and then once we hit the 2 hour mark, we'll have a Hail Mary round, and we'll get some quick picks in there, so we don't go too crazy long, but we can get some of our top picks, our favorites, and a few ones we just feel like talking about. So, but yeah, welcome. I'm your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and I'm excited for this because the last one we did was the first half of the 2010s, and that one was not easy. It was very difficult. So what we're working towards is a championship where we take all the top 10s from every decade, going all the way back to the 70s, maybe even earlier. We haven't decided yet, but we're going to go at least back to the 70s, and then we'll have a big championship tier ranker to top it all off. So it should be fun. We're doing one of these a month, so you can watch for that. But anyways, let's go ahead and bring in our panel for tonight. I'll bring in my co-host. We got Austin Pez Howell.
We'll talk about it. There's enough for the 70s. I think there's enough to big movies to do just one last episode after that of everything pre-70s, because you want to hit your Draculas, your Frankensteins, your Psychos, things like that. So, we want to give them a chance too. So we might just do one that covers the earlier decades and just hit the big stuff, the people. Not ever again. There's a lot of goofy one word like musicals and goofy stuff from earlier, but hopefully tonight will be much more
Oklahoma and some of those weirdo like musicals.
It's somewhat well known, but I mean, like when we tried to do our states one, there's a bunch of old 40s movies with like states in the title that just ever just these random movies that nobody's seen. So there's a lot of those movies
like Nevada Smith and some of those ones starring, I can't remember that old actor that's in all those old Nevada and Utah movies.
Right.
But anyways, we'll bring in next up. We have the Boston legend, as I call him. He lives in Florida now, but we got Dan Skip Allen.
You got that right. I am the Boston, and now I'm representing Florida since Pez Howell doesn't live here anymore. Good thing we can't. State. We don't like him.
But I'll be visiting in October, so just relax.
Oh, good. Right? We'll have to have lunch with breakfast.
Sure.
One day.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm going to pick some things. You guys have no idea what I'm going to pick. Some surprises.
All right.
Well, I've got some surprise movies for the F tier. If anyone picks them, that like people might be like, "Oh shoot, like F tier for that." Like you may not be happy with me in a couple of these. I'm just warning you, But we also have joining us. We got Miss Maria Hammond. How's it going?
Hello. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
Everybody.
Good.
Again, Maria.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I'm awake
I
now
can't
because
wait.
I have mass quantities of caffeine. I have an energy drink and a Mountain Dew mixed together because
We've been putting bets on who you flip off first, Maria.
I won't flip off anybody if I can help it. But if you come in between me and my movies, we're gonna have some trouble.
Yeah.
And I've got about 10 here written down that I really am gonna hope that get on the list. So we'll see.
Well, everybody's vote counts on tier ranker fights. I keep track of all of them, so that's what we do. Yeah,
the man, the legend, Austin Howell.
It all comes into play at the end on my handy dandy chart.
Big brain. He's got a lot of room in there, and there's extra room for more stuff.
Too much stuff in there right now. It's too many.
He's
things.
very good at what he does. All respect.
Don't build up his ego too much. Don't build up his ego too much.
No, I was mean to him once, and I feel bad about it. So I'm going to be building him up every time I get a chance because he's a very nice person.
We don't pick on
Maria. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about me and my personality. If I'm still talking to you, it means I like you. If I don't talk to you at all, it means I don't like you.
Well, that's good to know because that don't happen very often. Usually people go, "Hi, I like you." I don't really like you. Cool.
If I'm busting somebody's chops, it means I still like you. So that's fine.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I was rude and I don't want to be that person. So we got to have some kindness in this world because there ain't nobody left that it's kind.
Yeah, right.
So,
we like to have fun. We like to bust each other's chops. We like to do all that.
Yeah, I'm getting used to that. I'm not. It's a little different for me from the girl's perspective. The busting chops part, I go, they mean it or not? They don't mean it, but sometimes you never will. So, anyway,
but
it's a great group.
But we also got a couple more people here. We got he's a big. I've been a big fan of the show. Been asking to come on. We finally got him. We got Zach Shelton.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. And Dan is not the only one representing Florida. I also live in Florida.
Oh wow!
Ooh, see, there you go. Nice.
My son lives there. Can I come visit anybody?
First time on Movie Hero Network and looking to just have some fun.
Yeah, totally.
It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it.
It'll be a good time. And then last but certainly not least, we have tonight the Wolf Boy in the house. How's it going?
Oh yeah, what's up, guys? Representing a certain movie I might talk about tonight, but I am here not representing Florida. However, my girlfriend is over a lot when I stream, and she represents Florida because she lives in Orange Park, Florida. So there we go. So
there you go.
Orange Park, that's Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Same different. It's
that's just West Side Jacksonville. That doesn't mean
I'm here just representing Bumfuck, Illinois. And we don't do nothing fun here. So let's go to Florida. Come on.
I'm here representing Bumfuck, Idaho, too. Out in the middle of nowhere in a small town. It's all right. Small towns for the win.
Oh, trust me, I'm in Virginia. This is small state, not small town. This is small state.
So much history, though.
How close he was to this film festival I want to go to, and he's like 3 hours away. I was like, leave me alone, Wolf Boy.
A Wolfman representing the Wolf Boy. There's a reason why on the thumbnail I put that the movie front and center because that movie is amazing. So yeah.
How many people did you get to say that was 2 words? I don't care. That's 1 word.
Well, it's not spaced out. It's all in one. It's all like when you look at the actual film, it's all in one container.
No problem. No argument here.
As
long as you don't get.
Anyways, Austin, you want to break it down and let everyone know how it's going to work tonight?
Yeah,
we got a first timer here, so.
Well, Jordan, if you would give me my visual aid, I can make it easier with the visual aid. If you'll share my screen here, and then that might help a little bit put it into perspective here. What we've got here is we've got our tier ranker chart here. We've got all the letter grades, but we start with S for superior. That's the best of the best. The one we'll be looking to put 10 movies in that S tier. And if anybody remembers, if you were watching our early 2010s, we ended up with like 14 or 15 in there. We had to bump some of them out of there because we only do 10.
That's true.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Hey, listen, every vote counts. You got to do what you got to do. But we'll be looking to put 10 in the S tier tonight, so they'll be the best of the best. And the rest of them go like letter grades in school, A, B, C, D, F. We have a tier for not one word. If for some reason you want to argue something's not one word, if it's got a goofy subtitle or something. And haven't seen, because what we need at least 3 people on the panel to have seen it to vote for it to even make it up on the chart. So if we don't get at least 3 seen votes, it goes into the haven't seen category, and everything else. I've got them down here. Got them all in pretty much alphabetical order, so it should be easy to find. But yeah, all these one-word titles. What we'll do is we'll go up and down the ladder. So at the bottom, we'll start with Wolfman there, and we'll ask him. You can take any movie from that pool of stuff down there. Pick a movie out. Say where you want to nominate it. So say, movie A, you want to nominate it for S tier. And you'll give us a quick reason why, and then we'll go up and down the ladder. Everybody else will get a chance to chime in on that particular movie, and you'll either say, yes, I think that's also S tier, or no, I think that's B tier for this reason, this reason, that reason. And I record all the little votes here on my chart. We average them out, and that's where it ends up. So if we get a couple S's, couple A's, couple of B's, it kind of goes in A. So that's how it goes. We'll average them out and see where it ends up. So we'll have 10 in the S tier and 3 honorable mentions from the A tier. So we'll go about 2 hours about time-wise, and then at about the 2-hour mark, we wrap it up with a kind of Hail Mary last chance round for any other movies you want to shout out at the end. So don't worry if your movie doesn't get shouted out in the initial 2 hours. There's a chance for you to still get it up on the board later, and that's kind of how it works. So in order to get as many movies as we can, since we started a little later, we want to try to keep each of the comments and the votes to about 30 seconds or less, please. And I'm going to hold everybody to it because I'm the enforcer, I'm the bouncer, and I don't put up with the bullshit, and you know it. So keep it brief. Keep it short.
You're long-winded. You hear the Oscar music.
Sometimes you guys get lucky when I'm not here and you get to ramble on and on and on. But when I'm here, I don't put up with that shit. So you know what? So,
all respect.
A little more lenient sometimes.
But a little more lenient policy when I'm not here. But
don't worry. There are a lot of movies on here I am passionate about. So, but I've promised myself I'm going to keep it.
Well, you got to keep your passion to 30 seconds. So you can be as passionate as you want for 30 seconds, and then we move on to the next person.
Then you're
keep it short and sweet. That's how it works.
And also, shout out Brian. He's always tuning in. He says Jordan's from the town when almost
Yeah,
I'm about 40 minutes away from Preston, Idaho. I have family there. I've been to Jared Hess's house, the director, and my cousin's in the movie. So yeah, I'm very familiar with them.
Awesome, good movie.
Napoleon Dynamite, not on here, not a one-word title. So
no,
it is a 2-word title.
Probably we get to
yes.
So best 2-word titles. It'll be somewhere.
Oh God, that would be every
Captain
movie
Obvious
that's done. The title. There's way too many of those. So, no, not gonna happen. Maybe some other. Yeah, we'll do another decade series. 3-word titles, 4-word titles, 5-word titles.
Yeah, right.
How about syllables? Can we do that? Can we break it down really far?
13-word titles. All right, sounds good.
With 10 syllables each.
Right. All right, but anyways, let's get the show on the road.
Yeah,
we know what to do. So, Wolfman, we will start down with you. I reposted the movies as well in the in our Facebook chat there, but I can also just kind of scroll up and down if you need to see them. But let me know where you're going first and why.
Oh, I already know which ones I'm picking throughout the night. But the first one, even though my name hints towards the movie, I might talk about it as we go along. But the first one I want to pick, it's not number one quality-wise, but it's as far as emotional impact, I'm absolutely putting an S tier. Signs, the best M. Night Shyamalan movie, because to me, this one is impacted me so much. It's what made me want to become a filmmaker. Because when I watched this movie, I thought it was just going to be an alien movie. But then all of a sudden, I'm watching a movie about a man and his faith and redemption and all this stuff. And once I realized there were so many themes that were interwoven in there, I said to myself, I want to make that. And that is what inspired me to become a filmmaker. And so thank you, M. Night, for that inspiration. This movie has just impacted me so much, and I will love it forever for that. And so, yeah, Signs. Absolutely. S tier.
That's good.
Zach,
that's good. Well, where would you put Signs? What tier and why?
So I don't know if you would consider this haven't seen, but I've only seen it once, and it's been so long since I've seen it, so I don't really remember any of it. So I didn't have it on my ranking just because it's been so long since I've seen it.
So you want to abstain?
That's fair. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you either haven't seen it or you just don't remember a damn thing about it, just say, "Yeah, I haven't seen." We'll count that as a haven't seen vote.
Yeah.
You can abstain. Maria.
I've seen it. I would not put it in S. I'd put it A or B maybe because I don't. It's not that. It's not the best of his movies. The best is The Sixth Sense. There's no doubting that. But I think it's okay. It is an interesting plot. It does go places with aliens that no people have gone recently, or at that time they hadn't gone there. I think it's good, but I don't think it's S tier. I'll give it A.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Dan.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a lot of what Maria said and steal what she said. I think The Sixth Sense is M. Night Shyamalan's best movie.
Yeah, me too.
And this is probably in the middle of the pack for me for his filmography. Yeah, he's got some clunkers in his filmography, but lately he's got 2 or 3 really good ones. So if you put them all together, this is probably 5 or 6 on his filmography of his best films. It might make his top 5, but it all depends. I like a lot. We got Mel Gibson, you got Joaquin Phoenix, you got the alien scene where you see the alien and people like, oh, isn't it? The water and all that kind of stuff in there. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely not S tier for me. I would definitely put it B tier.
B, okay. Austin, what do you say?
Well, Wolfman, you're gonna like me tonight because I'm a huge fan of Signs. I love M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
This is like a top 3 or 4 Shyamalan for me. I've been a big fan of Signs ever since I saw it. In the theater. Yeah, that one scene where he's watching the video in the closet is one of I just think the best.
Yeah,
it is fun.
That scare still gets me. It
works. It's awesome. The sound design is great. Anytime he's out in the cornfield is awesome. I love the suspense of the knife scene. Everything. There's multiple interpretations of the movie. You can interpret them as demons, not even aliens, and there's a whole thing about holy water, all kinds of fan theories about what's going on there at the end. But yeah, I think this movie's great. I love Shyamalan. I'm gonna go S tier for Signs. S for Signs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna just start by saying I watched 5 movies for this episode. I was able to fit in 5. I've already seen Signs, so that's not one of them. But when they come up, I'll let you know if it's one that I watched this because I saw some like mediocre one that blew me away that I'll probably bring up later. But yeah, I'm also a huge fan of Signs. Probably one of my favorite scenes when they're like running around the house trying to scare the aliens off the roof, and then you have Mel Gibson just like swearing up a storm, and then walking the Phoenix is doing like the like replacement cuss words or like whatever. And he's just like oh darn you, shoot, or like whatever he's saying. Yeah, but it's pretty funny. Yeah, and so how I ranked mine, since there's so many on the list, I have a top 20, and Signs actually falls right at number 20 for me, and that's what I was in the territory where I probably wouldn't bring it up myself, but if someone else were to bring it up, then I'll say yes to S tier. So Signs just barely squeaks in for me. I think it's a great movie, so I'll say S.
Yes. Okay. Well, 3 S's usually is enough to at least skirt it in there for now. We'll see if it holds because we did have a lot of, if you recall on our 2010s one, Jordan, we had a lot of ones that had 3, and then when we got all those ones that had 4 or more, the 3s got bumped into honorable mention territory.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
We'll see.
Also, I feel so happy now because for the past 2 episodes I've been on these tier ranker series. I've literally like started out first on movies I was super passionate about, and they get dropped down to like B or C or whatever because no one's seen them.
Well,
or they did.
You gotta pick better movies. Wolf.
Right.
And I did it in this case.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Zach, you are up first on your first time on Mirio, but pick something from the list, man. And where do you want it? You can nominate for any tier, not just S. But if you want to shoot, most people just shoot for.
I'm going to shoot for S with this one, and I'm actually going to do another one related to Mel Gibson, and I'm going to go Apocalypto for S.
Dude,
you
took mine.
I think this is an amazing movie. I think it really like draws you in, and even though it's intense at a lot of points, it makes you keep wanting to watch and keep wanting to like see what happens next.
Right,
Yeah.
so S tier for Buffett.
We're gonna start off by getting all the Mel Gibson movies out of the way, and then we'll move on to everything else, right? but
Hey, to be fair, he's not in this one.
yeah, right. Yeah, he's not in it. Yeah, but Maria, what do you say about Apocalypto?
Absolutely was going to be my first pick. I love this movie. I could not praise it enough. For foreign language that is not even spoken around anybody that remembers it. For those actors to do what they did to get that story out there, and he's an excellent director. I don't care what he is as a person. He's a piece of trash, whatever.
Yeah.
But honestly, he's a great director. Every movie he's directed, I have loved. And I don't know what that means about me. I'm usually not that kind of person that just, Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
There's lots of great movies that he's done, but this movie is outstanding. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm just entranced by exactly what Zach said. Only let's plus it because I mean, honestly, those guys were great. The way they did this, I mean, I just can't get over it. I've been to that exact same coast in Mexico. And I was like, oh my God, that's where they say the conquistadors landed, oh my God, I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. This is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time. So, yeah.
So you're saying
S tier for me, please.
So F tier sounds good. No, I'm just kidding. S plus. S plus, I'm guessing, right?
S plus. Yes, S plus, please.
Okay, sounds good. Dan?
Damn.
Yeah, well, I saw this when it came out in theaters, and I was blown away by this movie, and I absolutely love it. And I love the fact that he said it in a language that isn't spoken anymore, Aztec,
Right.
and whatnot, and it still had an engaging story and a very amazing cinematography. But when I did my rankings of the top 10 films of the 2000s, Apocalypto didn't make my list back then. And I just don't see it being one of the top films of the decade of the 2000s with one word or otherwise. And I would say more of an B tier for me.
All right. Well, Austin, what do you say?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this one. I rented it after it came out in the theaters because I missed it in theaters, but I rented it shortly thereafter, and me and my dad watched this movie, and I remember being really blown away by it. I thought it was great. Yeah, it's a great kind of survival movie and an escape movie and a family film. This family trying to not be sacrificed to the gods and whatnot. All kind of sacrificing going on all over the place, and all this craziness going on, and it's a beautifully shot movie. The way they use the Aztec language is amazing. And it's one I'm going to go back to soon because it's just started showing up on streaming. It was not available.
I saw that.
Time.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been on forever.
The longest time it just wasn't available at all. Now it's on like Tubi and Prime, and it's everywhere now. So I want to go back and watch it. But for now, it probably won't be as high on my overall rankings, Maria. Like in the S tier if we rank them later, but I'll give it a low S tier for now.
Oh, nice, thank you. Well, thank you, Zach, for bringing it up.
3 S's though.
Yeah.
Well, so what I'll say is that I haven't seen Apocalypto. That's a blind spot for me, so I got to see it. But since you guys are also high off to prioritize it, but just one quick thing, I'll just say, like, I don't want to get too much into like religion or anything, but I grew up in the Mormon church, so we have the a Book of Mormon that's like set all around the like Aztec kind of like America, and like if you read that. A book that book is filled with wars and filled with all kinds of like people attacking other people. It's just filled with that. So kind of like gives me that kind of vibes to it. But I haven't seen it, so I'll
gonna say that's not probably what you'll get once you've seen it. Yeah,
right. yeah. But anyways, Wolf, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen Apocalypto in a long time. I have seen it, but like Austin, I haven't seen it in a while. I need to, now that I know it's on streaming again, I need to rewatch it.
Finally.
I know, right? Yeah, last time I watched it was at my dad's house on DirecTV, like a long time ago when I was when I was much younger, and I'm like, oh God, DirecTV. Remember when cable existed? Wow.
Yeah.
It's just like I watched it on there one time and really liked it. Like I liked it a lot. It was really good, and I love Mel Gibson as a director. Even as an actor, like he's a phenomenal actor. Like say what you will as him as a person, like he's a great actor. He's a great director. I just recently watched his movie Man Without a Face for the first time. Shameless plug for the channel. You guys can check that video out. That was a a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Apocalypto is also one of his better ones. Just because I need to rewatch it again, I'm not ready to say S tier, but I will give it A tier because I did remember really, really liking it a lot. So,
all right,
yeah.
So we have the same votes as signs, 3, 1, and 1. So
yeah, but
okay.
There we go. Yep.
But with one of these days, I'll have to explain to you my cable / satellite TV theory, where I think eventually someday all the streaming services, someone's going to come along and you're going to be able to bundle them all into one, and then it'll essentially be like having satellite TV all over.
It's all just going to come back around to cable because now Max said they're going to start putting CNN ads on the bottom of their and whatever you're watching on.
No.
Yeah, it's like
really.
That's exactly why.
Why are they do? Oh my God, these people don't want money. I guess.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
remember there was like a 3-month period where Max was like the best streaming service. Yeah.
Exactly.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah.
Well, during the pandemic, HBO was gold. I mean, they had
And
everything.
at HBO Max too. Like back when it was HBO Max, it was my favorite formatted streaming service as well.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was just so the way it was formatted, the way you could just access everything. I was like, this is so cool. And now it's just
All gone.
We love you, David Zaslav. All right, Dan. Excuse me, Maria. I'm sorry. Maria, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry
Maria.
about that. Well, Maria was praising Apocalypto so much, I forgot she didn't actually nominate it.
No, I didn't, but I wanted to.
Yeah. They can nominate something else.
My turn. Okay, still my turn. All right. Okay, then number two on my register, Gladiator. Love Gladiator. Just watched it recently. Cried my little eyeballs out at the end because I just hate that he gets killed, and I hate that fucking Joaquin Phoenix for. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's a good person, I'm sure. However, he plays a bad guy too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Excess. He's a great bad guy. And I hated him in this movie. I really wanted him to get killed somehow, but of course it didn't happen till the end. But anyway, I can't say enough good about Russell Crowe in this movie. He's excellent. He's just fabulous. Does a great job. Are you not entertained? I mean, you feel for him. He's got the pathos about the family. He still has some, relationship issues with the sister of the crazy guy and all that stuff. But I mean, it's just a great movie. I think he's perfect. Richard Harris gets killed. That's life. Is it Richard Harris? Maybe it is. Anyway, he gets killed in the beginning, but Joaquin is so evil. I mean, just really exudes it. It's crazy. And then I love the camaraderie amongst the slaves where they end up finally listening to, the general telling them what to do. And they do a great job, and they not so many get eaten by wolves or by lions anymore. But anyhow, I think it's a great movie. It's Ridley Scott. I mean, come on. That's all that you need to hear. And I think it's great. It doesn't give me goosebumps like Apocalypto when we were talking about that, but it's a great movie, I think, and that's what I'm nominating now. Oh, S tier for me, please.
Yeah, no, I assumed.
Oh, you already put it in there.
I assume so.
I've been paying attention to the chat. We got Matt Munoz in the chat. What's up, Matt? And he's a big fan of Gladiator, it looks like. So
Maximus. That's right.
So, yeah.
What was it? Daughter of or son of a something, general to a murdered king. I mean, I love that speech. It's like
Yeah.
Maria, you're just pulling at my heartstrings here.
Oh, really?
Gladiator is one of my favorite movies of all time. I freaking love Gladiator. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix loses the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor to Benicio del Toro in Traffic, and I know he was great in Traffic.
I had a heart attack. I was screaming at home.
Joaquin, I think because it was Benicio's turn. If you follow the Oscars a lot, it's such and such person's turn. And at this time, Benicio had been nominated. He's kind of been in the game a little bit more than Joaquin had. If Joaquin had done this like a year or two later, he probably would have won. I'll tell you, unbelievable. One of the best bad guys in movie history.
Horrible.
He was so good as Commodus. But yeah, I love Gladiator. I mean, just there's some visual effects that you wouldn't even realize are visual effects that Ridley Scott he created just for this movie that everybody have created since. They've used some of the stuff he's done for Gladiator in years since. Oh God, phenomenal movie. S all the way.
Thank you.
Well, awesome.
No, 100%. Gladiators definitely should be in S tier for one more titles. Yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. It still holds up. Works every time I watch it. Yeah, Maximus. It's another thing where on the list of heroes and villains, Maximus is on that top heroes list, and Commodus is on that top.
Oh, is he? Good.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they're always like up there. Yeah, listed as some of the greats, and
Cool.
for good reason. Yeah, tremendous action, but very heartbreaking at times as well. But in the best way. Yeah, this is still one of Ridley's best, and he's had his ups and downs in his career, but his highs are very, very
Exactly.
high. So his highs are high, and his
Trying to
lows are low. But his highs are very high, and Gladiator is one of them. So yeah, I'll give it an S for sure.
Yay! Thanks.
Yeah, and whenever Gladiator comes up, I like to tell the quick little story about my brother. It's one of his favorite movies. He have this video of him, like one of those after the dentist when you get your wisdom teeth out movies where you're all like like hopped up on like pain meds and everything. So he's driving in the car with my mom. He's like, "Cade, what do you want to go do?" He's like, "All I want to do is I want to go home. I want to make a necklace out of my wisdom teeth while I watch Gladiator because Gladiator's going to help me be a better man." It's so funny, but he's just like totally out of it. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
so he's like,
he's
missing any dogs or cats?
yeah, right.
Wow. That's an interesting take.
Yeah, Gladiator is an easy S tier. Yeah, this movie's high on my list, and I'm looking forward to the sequel because they keep adding people to the sequel that like just sound awesome. Because I mean, they had Paul Mescal that was going to be one of the main stars, but then you got Russell Crowe, Connie Nielsen coming back, and then they added Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, which I don't know how they're going to bring Russell Crowe back.
I was going to say, how are they going to bring him back? That seems crazy.
Okay, can I not to interrupt, guys? I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're
like
good.
For great movies of all time, there are just like 10 to 50 great movies of all. You just don't need to make sequels of the great movies of all time. And this is one of the great movies of all time.
Or
why
remake
would you do a sequel to Gladiator? Why
would they?
It's a very rare exception. Like when you look at something that's like The Godfather, but then you have The Godfather Part 2. There's like it's a rare exception where you make a sequel to one of the greatest movies of all time.
Depends on the filmmaker's abilities, I would think. If they got the same guy back, that's not one thing. But if they get some total stranger, it's like, you don't know what the vibe was.
2 years after it came out, this is 25 years later. By the time
know.
It's gonna come
out. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully they don't destroy it with the sequel, but
they just can't think of anything new to write. Apparently.
Hey, we just had Top Gun Maverick. Just keep that in mind.
Exactly. Keep the faith, baby. You're right. Positivity. Be kind. Positivity.
Yeah. Right. But
I love Maverick. I tell you what, that's one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah. But what do you say about Gladiator, Wolf?
Well, we are still sticking to a theme because Mel Gibson, signs Apocalypto. Also, Joaquin Phoenix signs Gladiator. So we're still sticking to a bit of a theme here because Joaquin Phoenix is my number one favorite actor. And the reason why he is my favorite actor is because of Gladiator. Like when I first watched this movie, I thought he blew me away so much that I wanted to explore all of his other work. And he became one of my favorite actors, or my favorite actor of all time. But also talking about the Oscars. So that was a major snub. Joaquin should have won, but also how did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon win best score over Gladiator? When I listen to the music of Gladiator, I literally will pop that on just at random occasions just to listen to it. It is so good. How did that not win best score? That blows me away. But this, I absolutely am putting in S tier because this is actually number 10 exactly in my top 10 movies of all time. So obviously I'm super duper high on Gladiator. I love this movie so much. And the ending always makes me cry. This movie is beautiful. So Gladiator, absolutely S tier all the way.
All right.
Yeah, Brian says that Russell Crowe isn't listed. Well, I'm saying just Google it, Brian, and just Google it. It's what pops up when you Google it. So, but
But they
Zach,
also,
Maybe he's an advisor.
when you Google Beetlejuice 2, it says Johnny Depp is in it, and yet we don't have any confirmation of that. So
yeah, that is true. You can't always trust Google. Yeah. But Zach, what do
We'll
you say
see the
about
script
Gladiator?
before I'll approve it.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a little different from everybody. It's just more like when I made my tiers, I had more movies above Gladiator, but again, there's so many. I'm putting it in B tier, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. I just had other movies above it. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean,
It's a huge list,
Sean
so
the
it's just hard
non-believer.
to choose. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
might get a clean sweep there, but not quite. Close.
Yeah.
Are you not
Almost.
entertained?
Still the highest.
All right.
Gary.
We'll go to Dan. Dan, what you got first?
All right, you guys just this time around, I'm just gonna go with movies that really have touched a chord with me when I was doing my movie watching in the 2010s or the 2000s. When I was watching these movies are the movies that really triggered me back then. And a movie, you could say whatever you want about. I don't want to get too political, but it's been a big issue in our government and on the news and in the world we live in, whether we need guns, whether we need to be licensed for guns, should everybody be able to have a gun, especially people that aren't responsible with having guns. And a movie to me that if you want to know how dangerous guns are and how dangerous just one gun is, you need to watch a movie that I think is an absolute masterpiece. And it's from a director who's won the Best Director and Best Director Oscar twice. And his name is Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu. And his movie that I'm nominated is called Babel. And it's the story about 3 or 4 different stories within a story about how dangerous one gun can be in society. And I think if you have a problem with guns, if you like guns, you don't like guns, whatever, I think you really need to see Babel. S tier for me.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'm awesome. What do you say about Babel?
I'll say I haven't seen it yet.
I knew people were going to say that. I knew people were going to say that, Austin.
Well, I'm sorry. Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but I'll just be your echo. I haven't seen it yet. So, yep. I'm sorry.
I knew it. And I have to get what matters to me out there.
Oh, yeah, sure. But Wolf, have you seen Babel?
So, Dan, I want you to know this. That you and I, we agree on a lot of stuff. We love a lot of the same films. Babel, I probably would have loved if I've seen it. I've tried to watch it before I was able to do this video, but it was like 2 hours and like 35 minutes, and I didn't have time to like do all that with all the other stuff I had to watch. I need to see it because she's my favorite actress. I need to see it because I love Babel. I love Cate Blanchett. I've been meaning to get around to this movie, and it's on Paramount Plus, so I might watch it tonight. Like I've been really wanting to see it.
Message me. Let me know what you think.
I will. I would definitely message you and let you know what I think. But yeah, but once I do see it, I'll let you know if it's S or A. But yeah,
I knew people were going to say that, Wolfman. I do it. But I have to be true to myself and say what I feel.
Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good.
Well, these next 2 are your last hopes. We need at least 3 people.
You need at least 3, so you got to see if Zach and Maria.
I ain't getting it in there.
Yeah.
I ain't getting in there.
Zach, you seen it?
let's continue the trend. I haven't seen it.
You guys are missing one of the great movies of that
Maria?
decade.
I'd love to help you, Dan, but I haven't seen it. Don't want to see it. Doesn't sound interesting to me. Sorry.
You guys have seen this movie.
Oh, so
Not my kind of movie.
Well,
Disappointing.
there is at least one bright spot because here on Tier Ranker, if you get your first one in the haven't seen, you get another shot. We give you one more shot.
God.
But if the next one doesn't make it, and you also get haven't seen, we have to move on. Unfortunately, you get one. You get one mulligan. That's what we do on Tier Ranker. If you get one nomination and it bombs and gets to the gutter ball, then you get another one. So
I didn't expect that.
You need them blow up things for the lanes, dude.
Yeah, right.
Another one that has like a
Bull
political
strike this
thing
time.
to it. Another one that has a political thing to it that to me, when I saw it, I was it was my number one movie of the year in 2009, and it just absolutely blew me away. I couldn't believe the performances that were in this movie. And you know, we you know, if you don't have family members that have been in war, if you're not involved with people that have been in war, you're not in the military, you don't know what it's like to be a prisoner of war, a POW, and what these people go through. It's literally hell what they go through. And I think probably one of the most incredible performances from somebody that nobody has even seen, which is ridiculous, is from Tobey Maguire. He's in the Afghan war, Iraq war, and he becomes a prisoner of war. Then he comes back, and his whole world is turned upside down. His brother ends up with his wife. It's brothers. You got that?
Yeah. I was saying, give me the title of the movie so I can.
Like I said, this suspense is killing us.
Give me a suspense.
Just one of the most incredible movies about war and about coming back from war and family, how it affects you on so many different levels. Sorry, I've been talking for a while. I apologize, Austin. But I absolutely love Brothers. It was my number one movie of the year, not Avatar that year.
Oh, yeah.
Or The Hurt Locker, for that matter. Not even The Hurt Locker. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Austin,
I've seen Brothers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. Again, it's been a while. This is another one I rented when it came out, and it's been a minute. But I need to revisit it. But yeah, I do remember liking it. It's a good character study. Yeah, it's more just like this psychological breakdown of these brothers, and how war can really tear somebody apart. Well, yeah, like you said, there was a lot of movies about this at this time. Hurt Locker was very shortly before this movie, and kind of dealt with a similar situation. But I think this is more of a personal kind of family story than Hurt Locker was. It's a really solid character movie. I can't quite go S tier just because it's not one of my personal favorite movies on this list. I don't have it ranked like super super high. I got a lot of stuff above it, but I still think it's a very good movie. So I'll go A for Brothers. I think it's very good.
Thank you, Austin. That's nice.
Good. Yeah. It's good.
And also, I have also seen Brothers, and I think that's an incredible movie. The movie's awesome, and this movie blew me away. Like, this is a movie that viscerally affected me when I saw it. I'm just like the performance Tobey Maguire gives is just like out of this world. Like, I don't know if he was nominated. He should have been if he wasn't, but it's just so powerful. And like, I was with him the whole entire time, because I've never been to war. Like, you're never gonna know what it's like unless you've actually gone through it. And so, like, I just really tried my best to put myself in his shoes, but it's just cool to see it portrayed in that type of way. And then just seeing the dynamic with Jake Gyllenhaal and Natalie Portman, because Jake Gyllenhaal just trying to do his brother a favor and take care of his wife, because he thought that he died, and then lo and behold, like, he's still alive, and now there's this whole complicated relationship thing going on. And so yeah, it's really really good. And I'd say, for me, it's an absolutely S tier movie. So yeah, I'll say S tier. So, all right, but
Wolfman. All right. So Dan, would you consider him to be supporting or lead?
Who?
Tobey Maguire.
He's supporting because of his screen time. I'd say Jake and Natalie are leads.
All right. Then if he's supporting, I love the movie. Get Matt Damon and Invictus out of there. Put Tobey Maguire and Brothers. Like that's how it should have been. Like, just get Matt Damon out of there. And from Invictus. I'm like, it's a good movie, but his performance isn't Oscar worthy. While actually Tobey Maguire's was. So
good point.
This movie is phenomenal. I love it. Tobey Maguire just absolutely. I haven't seen it in a while, so I want to rewatch it again. Get another one I watched on cable. Here. Really good movie, but another one I watched on cable. Really, really fantastic movie. All three of them are great. Natalie Portman. I said earlier, Cate Blanchett is like my favorite actress, but it actually goes back and forth between her and Natalie Portman, because they're both like right up there for me. Because Natalie Portman kills it in almost every movie she's in, and she absolutely was amazing in this film too. All three of them are incredible. This is just an acting showcase, is what this movie is. Like overall, like when it comes to just like sort of like how Mass in 2021 was like an acting showcase. I feel like that with like this as well too. It's just so good. So definitely, Brothers. I because I need to rewatch it again. I'm not already say S tier, but I would definitely say A tier, like high A tier. Like this film was. I remember it really being like blowing me away. It's really good. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Zachary, what do you say about Brothers?
This is another one that I haven't seen. So there's a lot of movies on this list that I actually haven't seen yet. So
Sure, yeah, no worries. Maria, have you seen Brothers?
Nope. Don't want to. Not going to.
Yeah.
Wow, she's not going to now because
Really
I said that Matt Damon and
No.
Invictus shouldn't have been.
No, but I like Matt Damon in Invictus, but I don't. I don't have any particular watch things that are depressing. I try not to, actually, because it doesn't do me any good, and I can tell sometimes from a distance it's going to kill me, so I don't go. So
We got 2 S's and 2 A's. Like I said, we usually need at least 3 S's to kind of bump it up there, so it's going to go right here for now. And we will go to the next one. It's on me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the movie
awesome.
that's in my top 64. It's a horror film that I just deeply adore. I think it's not only a solid just psychological horror movie. I think it's a great story about this family kind of falling apart and this small town. So I am going to go with Frailty.
Oh, okay.
Frailty is my first pick. I think this movie is incredible. This is a movie I've told stories about that I loaned out to anybody when people would go, "Hey, I need like a solid suspense or horror movie to watch." And, what do you recommend? And I immediately hand them the DVD of Frailty. I said, go watch this movie. You'll thank me later. And every single one of them thanked me later. Not a single person came back so they didn't like this movie. Phenomenal story. Bill Paxton directed it. He stars as the dad who thinks gets a vision from God and destroy. Well, I'm just saying this is all first act stuff, trailer stuff that I would never spoil it. I just mean he's going to on a mission to destroy demons. Is he for real? Is he not? Is he losing his head? I don't know. One kid believes him, the other one doesn't. It's a great another brother story with like brothers. The 2 brothers, Adam and Fenton. One's all in, one isn't. And then you get this mission, and it gets pretty horrifying sometimes. And but it's told in great flashback form between Powers Booth and Matthew McConaughey, who are both great in their scenes, kind of doing this interview. But yeah, just incredibly well shot, well acted. I think Bill Paxton knocked it out of the park with this one. So yeah, I love Frailty. I'm gonna go S tier.
Yeah, that sounds good. So Frailty was one that I watched because you recommended it to me, Austin, and it was really good. This is like a really cool, just creepy, kind of crazy story where like Matthew McConaughey thinks people are like some kind of demons or something like that. So he thinks he has to kill people because of that, and yeah, like it's
spoiler alert.
Oh, well, it's not really like a big spoiler or anything. Like you find that out from like trailers and all that, but
what you just said kind of is.
Well, sort of. Like you look at the description,
so go ahead.
It's right in the description. Like type in Frailty synopsis on Google. It'll say it right in the synopsis. But anyways, yeah, and it's a wild ride. Like you're on the edge of your seat, just trying to like figure out like what's going on, like why is he doing this, like what's who's gonna be next on the list, all that stuff. And yeah, like it's really good. I don't quite put it at an S tier though. I have it at an A tier, but I still think that it's really solid. So I'll say A for Frailty. Wolf.
Yeah, another one I haven't seen in a while. I watched it like a few years ago, back when it was on Shudder. I watched it. I don't know if it still is on there, if they took it off, but it was a really good movie. I remember Bill Paxton was really good in it. Yeah, his direction was really good in this film. I remember liking it a lot. But I needed to also see this one again. I would probably go A tier personally if it was me, but also Matthew McConaughey is in this. I almost forgot about that, and he is
all right.
Yeah. he's great. So
it's a pretty unique role for him. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach, what do you say about Frailty?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Zach,
Okay.
that's
Zach and I are alike.
Yeah.
Have you watched movies?
You gotta watch this guy
You gotta watch
down.
more movies.
Make him
Yeah,
watch
There's a
that's
lot
right.
more movies than these.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen so many movies. It's just there's a lot of these I just haven't seen.
Yeah. Just happen to pick ones he hasn't seen. But Maria, have you seen Frailty?
Haven't seen it, not gonna see it. Sorry.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you
I
not?
got a
It's
lot of
great
movies to
movie.
watch. I watch what I like, not what I want to be depressed by. I don't watch
Did you
horror
not-
anyway. So
No,
they didn't say it's depressing.
does it
It's not
matter
Yeah.
if it's it doesn't matter
It's
what
a
you think it
horror
is. It matters what I think it is, and I don't want to watch
Maria,
it.
did you not hear that thing about every time I've recommended this movie to anybody, they come back and said they loved it? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
did
telling
they?
you.
No,
Every
well,
single
I'd be
time,
that
yeah.
one that would
I did.
disappoint you. Then I'm sorry. I don't do that to myself. I got reasons. I got emotional issues, so
Yeah,
I don't
help
put
me
myself
out.
You
through
never
stuff
know
that I
until
don't
you
want
try
them
it.
like.
You never know. That's the thing.
Austin,
Okay.
I
Well, I'm not
am
gonna try
the
it. So.
exact same way. Anytime somebody wants a recommendation of an underrated horror movie, I say Frailty. You
Yeah.
will not be disappointed.
First of all, I would never ask for that.
This movie is so
Horror.
freaking
Now I'm talking to Zach, Maria. So you know what? I'm telling him. to
Okay,
watch
I'm
it,
sorry.
so-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Zach, watch me.
Sorry.
Zach,
Sorry.
no, it's this twist in this movie is on par with the twist in Usual Suspects for He Who Must Not Be Named. There's two of them in the Usual Suspects of He
Yeah.
Who Must Not Be Named. We don't name those people as of right now, but the movie's twist and the twist in Frailty, very similar, very incredible, and this is such
That sounds like a spoiler.
huh?
No.
I'm just saying there's
Doesn't
a
that kind of
twist.
sound like a spoiler?
I think there's a twist.
It's a twist. It's a twist.
Saying
No,
a movie has a twist doesn't mean you're spoiling the twist.
What a twist.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I freaking love this movie. I cannot say enough about S tier. I was gonna go with A like those guys, but because the people that haven't seen it and all this kind of stuff, I'm bumping it up to S. There you go,
Yeah.
Austin.
All right, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, but I still got
You're
to bump it
bad.
down.
Ah,
Yeah.
sorry, Austin. I tried.
Yeah.
I thought Jordan was gonna roll with me on the S tier on that one. I thought he liked it enough.
Well, this is close on it. Like it is really good. It's got some other ones I like a little more. So
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so I guess I'm up next, and like we gotta liven it up a little bit. Like we got a lot of like more depressing, kind of sadder movies on the list.
Great.
Gonna have some comedy
Great.
because comedy is my favorite genre. Like I love laughing, so I'm gonna go with one of my favorite comedies of the 2000s. I don't know if you guys are really gonna
Don't do
agree
it.
with me, but I'm gonna go Zoolander. I'm a huge Zoolander fan,
Oh,
so I freaking love Ben Stiller in this movie. To the point that when the second one came out, I know the second one was like a total disappointment, horrible movie. But me and my best friend, we dressed up. I was Derek Zoolander. I got this kind of kind of glittery like zebra print suit that I wore. And I went out and actually got my hair dyed black, like at a professional place, and like spiked it up like him. And then we were doing like the like blue steel look and the Magnum. And then my friend, he didn't want to go as far as I did. He just got like a blonde wig to be Hansel, Owen Wilson's character. But he brought a little scooter because he has a scooter in there. But yeah, this movie just like makes me laugh so hard, especially when he goes back to visit his dad and he gets a case of the black lung from working in the mines. Like I think I got a case of the black lung pop. And his dad's John Voight and like telling him how much of a disappointment. Like you're up there prancing around on stage with their wiener hanging out for everyone to see or whatever. And he's like telling that he's dressed as a mermaid. He's like, merman, dad, merman, or whatever. So it's good stuff. And then later on, I didn't realize that he has a couple of friends that are Brent and Meekus. So the Meekus is actually played by Alexander Skarsgård. I didn't learn that till like years later.
Oh, really?
He's like one of the like model friends in there. It's got a pretty decent cast, and I think that it this is a movie that like gets a lot of unfair hate in my opinion. Like I really love it. Like I like David Duchovny coming in as like the hand model, and there's just a lot of cool stuff in
funny.
it. So Yeah, so I'll say S tier for Zoolander, the first one. We're not going to talk about the second one. There's no second one that doesn't exist, but the first one. so yeah, but Wolf, what do you say about Zoolander?
Yeah, I was about to say like not necessarily. Hey, are you talking about Two-Lander as they call it? Because that was like the sequel instead of Zoolander 2. But God, that movie sucks. But this one doesn't. I think this movie is hilarious. It's so quotable. Like I will literally quote so much this movie. And I remember the what is this? A Village for Ants? Like I just love the
Center for Ants. Yeah,
but
yeah.
And then I remember when a meme came out whenever Avatar: The Way of Water came out, and it said like what watching Avatar: The Way of Water was like, and it showed the scene where they're watching the TV. And he's like, moisture is the essence of wetness, and wetness is the essence of beauty. And then like goes on.
Yeah,
like,
one of my favorite memes is that like, someone actually used
funny.
that exact quote for their senior quote in their high school yearbook. That's awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It's so funny. And I don't think I'd say S tier because there are other movies that are like all timers that have it above it, even all timer comedies. But I would still say A tier because this movie is. I own it on Blu-ray. I got it for like $1 at Dollar Tree. This movie is hilarious. It is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Zoolander.
Here's a movie that I can quote almost from beginning to end. He's like, Brent and Meekus were like brothers to me. When I say brothers, I mean it in the way Black people do, because I think it's more meaningful that way. Or he's like, and just because we have chiseled abs and stunning features doesn't mean that we too can't not die in a freak gasoline fight accident. That's the best. Or orange mocha frappuccinos.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I could go on forever. But
Jordan, I'm going to play the music if you quote the whole damn movie. Keep you moving.
No.
All right, Zach.
I'll stop. But
Okay.
Zach,
Jordan, you are not going to like my answer. To me, it is a middle of the road movie, so it's going in C tier.
C tier. That's a crime, but it's all right. To each their own.
He's not going to like what I say.
Yeah,
Maria.
I already know you're not a huge fan, Austin. Yeah, but
I think it's.
Maria.
Oh, sorry, my turn. Okay. I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's funny. I don't like it. I'll give it C, but that's generous. But you know what? The orange mango thing, I saw it today at Dollar Tree. They have it in Fanta. Orange mango soda
nice.
for might be a tribute to that. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's. I love Tropic Thunder. A whole different vibe. This is just dumb. And I'll tell you what also kills it for me is Will Ferrell. I mean, Will Ferrell is in everything that is not good. So there you go.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's kind of like not a strong point.
I'm sick of him. God Almighty.
We'll agree.
Someone say Elf next, just so Maria can.
Yeah, I have it on my list somewhere. I don't know if I'll bring it up, but
Austin, Jordan, you know I love you, man. I absolutely hate this movie.
I just like to laugh. Come on, when nobody likes to laugh.
Passion. I mean,
if it was funny.
Garbage. I cannot stand this movie. F tier.
F tier. Come on. All right. Wait until one of yours the you love comes up. Just saying.
I said I love you. I love you, George.
No, I'm just messing.
Hey, tier ranker is not the place for spite votes. That's tournament fights.
Yeah, well, you can still. No,
that would be
nice,
dishonest, Jordan.
Oh, no,
yeah.
You know what's not dishonest though? This movie's F tier. This movie sucks. I hate
F tier too. You're going to F tier.
I hate.
Bro, come on,
dude. I don't like comedies.
Bad.
I don't like comedies.
Pretty bad.
People are too stupid to function in society. That's too stupid. And it's like this. It's like Chris Hemsworth's character in Ghostbusters. It's like when they're too stupid to function in society that they don't understand that gasoline is flammable. Like, I'm sorry, you should just die. Like, I hate shit like that. That's just too dumb. Like, that's
okay. Well, in that case, Austin, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. A lot of times when you watch that movie, like the kids that do die in the film, like they are
Yeah, but they deserve it.
They do because they're stupid.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Exactly.
And Tucker and Dale aren't. So there you go.
And those people that
Dumb
died,
and Dumber, like that's like an all-time like.
Yeah,
comedy.
and they pay for their stupidity in that movie. That's why it's great. You know, like they're stupid and they pay for it. But in this movie they don't, and I can't stand Zoolander. I hate this movie. F tier. That movie sucks.
I didn't expect that from you, Austin. I didn't expect that.
Jordan knows this. He knows it. He brought up Zoolander. I hate this movie. He knew that. So I mean,
but I love it though, so I got to bring it up no matter what. I got to talk about the ones that I love. So
C tier, 2 F's, 2
yeah,
C.
as you'll see, I'm a big comedy guy. So.
Yeah, I'm not big at comedies.
Well, when you pick one that's comedic, let us know. Just a joke.
All right.
I'm teasing you.
Well,
all right, Wolfie, give us a good one.
All
right. Don't worry, don't worry, Jordan, because my next one will probably get, knocked far down too. But it's a film I absolutely love.
When are you going to do Old Boy?
I'm going to do that one next. 3 times the charm, right? Because it would be my third movie I talk about. So, but this one is my favorite. I wanted to start off with my favorite foreign language film. This one is my favorite foreign language film of all time. Just the filmmaking behind it, the story, probably the happiest movie ever because of just the way it's like done, and it just makes you feel joy inside. But it's also very unique. Like so many movies are like inspired off of this film. Coraline's inspired off of it. You can definitely tell Coraline inspirations off of it. You can tell there are inspirations of like Guillermo del Toro, all these other stuff like that. And that is Amelie. This movie to me is fantastic. I think this film is one of the best movies of all time. It's my favorite foreign language film. This film is just a beautiful romantic comedy, just truly encapsulates what love is and makes you want to visit France. Like it's a French film, but like it makes you just want to go to France. This movie just, I love it so much. And I can rewatch it over and over and over and never get bored of it. So Amelie for me, absolutely S tier.
Yeah. Well, Zach, have you seen Amelie?
Zach hasn't seen it. Sounds good.
No, but I've heard how good
I've seen it.
I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I own it.
Oh, nice.
I like it. I don't like it S tier. I like it B tier. It's a good movie, but it's not the greatest movie of all time. It's not the greatest foreign language movie ever. There's tons of foreign language movies that are better than this.
Also, talking about like DVDs, it's hard to find this one on DVD. Like honestly, like I looked around, like I found a FYE, but it's hard to find.
I think I have it. I'll mail it to you if you want it.
Yeah.
I own it because I found a FYE, and I remember thanking the guy. I remember thanking the guy too. I was like, "Thank you for having this movie. I can't find this movie
it's
anywhere."
Nice. It's got some fantastical parts, in it that things happen that are, it's cute. It's very cute. She's great. I don't know who she is, but she's great, and it's good, but it's not S tier good.
I think she's the director's wife because they work together a lot. I think, if I remember.
Okay, well, it's good, but it's not. Like I said, I can't go for S, but I go for B for you.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't come up on a top 100 for me. It would be,
So where would you put it again?
She said B.
Me? B.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Dan?
But Dan, what you say?
I freaking think this is an absolute masterpiece. I mean, it doesn't matter what country it comes from. The freaking movie is a masterpiece. And this is how you make movies. This is how you create characters. This is how you act. This is how you direct. Phenomenal movie, Amelie. I think her next movie, A Very Long Engagement. She was really good in that. Or I don't remember if it was the next one or one of the next ones. Wolf, have you seen A Very Long Engagement?
I don't think I have. I need to see that one. I think that's from the same director too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie, I'll tell you right now, when you look at Audrey Tauto's career, she's had some ups and downs. This is the movie that is like the top of the tippity top of her career, and everybody knows it. And that's why it's such a phenomenal movie, and it's definitely an S tier for me. It doesn't matter what country it comes from.
Who said anything about the country?
Yeah.
I don't know. I missed that part.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's a James Bond villain.
There's a reason why America has not made a remake of this movie, and they would never do it because it's just too special.
And it's got a James
Yeah.
Bond villain in it, and he's not a villain. He's a nice guy in it. Matthew Almeric, he's fantastic. I mean, you got to see this movie. This is just a phenomenal movie. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you say about Amelie?
This movie sucks. Is what he's going to say.
I'll say I haven't seen it because I don't like the way she stares at me on the cover there. Yeah,
She does look
I think it's
creepy.
cute, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's not a
creepy.
must see.
Creepy and pale. I don't like that.
Imagine if you had that hanging on your wall and you like have the lights out at nighttime. She's staring at you like that. Yeah.
It is kind of creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, she's creepy.
Yeah, so for Amelie,
Crazy haircut.
so I will say that like I wanted to watch the movie. It was really high my watch list, but I just started a job where I'm working like 10 hours a day, and I can watch movies like I do have that kind of luxury to like while I'm stocking shelves, I can like have something on my phone to watch, but I can't really read subtitles. Like I want to give this a proper watch. I want to watch it like on my big screen where I can properly read all the subtitles. So I'll get to it. I just haven't yet. And also I know that like Ken Knapsack from the Schmodown, this is one of his favorite movies of all time. He talks about this all the time. He loves it. So
and you know, if Ken talks about it, must be good because he doesn't talk about a lot of movies.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
And Star Wars.
He has like
Thank
5
you.
to 10 that he talks about, really. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're on to Zach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Another one.
the next movie I'm going to nominate is actually my number 3
One you
movie
see?
of all time, and that
Number
is
3.
Miracle.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Again, I really love this movie. I think it has amazing performance, especially from Kurt Russell. I think it has a lot of drama, and it's another movie that just brings you in and makes you want to continue watching until the very end.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. Maria, what do you say about Miracle?
I was going to nominate it next. He got it. He's
Twice.
spot on. It's a great story. Plus the fact that the guy died, the coach was killed in an accident during the part of the filming was not great.
Spoiler alert. No.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's real life.
No.
I can't help it if
Yeah,
it happens in the movie.
Yeah.
But that 1980 hockey team was unbelievable. I actually saw the whole thing. Do you believe in miracles? Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And they were great. It brings that same feeling back. You see what the coach had to deal with, how he portrayed himself. He was spot on. Beautiful performance by Kurt Russell. I love sports movies. I love it, especially ones that have a feel of realness to it, based on a real thing. And it's really good. They really did a great job. And yeah, I love it. Highly recommend. S tier for sure.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I'll tell you what, Kurt
Dan.
Russell and Herb Brooks. Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks is incredible in this movie. But it's not just him. I mean, he gets a lot of the
The
credit.
kids are great too.
The hockey in this movie is great. Hockey is not something that's very easy to capture on film, and they make the hockey in this film look incredible. The fact that it's the Americans going up against the Russians, and they got to go. And this is a lot of Boston guys. A lot of Boston guys were on that team from BU and BC were on that team. And so I was only 6 years old when this happened. And I remember that call by Al Michael. Do you believe in miracles? I think it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, sports call of all time up there. I think with one of the Ali fights.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes
Sonny Liston.
Howard goes
Frazier.
Those are two of the best ones ever. Two of the best ones ever. And we'll always remember as Americans that we just took down the Russians and in the middle of the Cold War. This is really a tough time for us in Lake Placid, New York, and not very far from when I was growing up, actually, in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. So I'm going to say it's A tier, though. I love this movie. I think it's a phenomenal movie. A tier, though.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you
You
say
were
about
6, I was
Miracle?
26.
Yep.
I was
Funny.
negative. I was -6. All right.
Yeah, you're negative egg.
I was -5.
Yeah, but as for this movie's not a -6. This movie's great. This movie's S tier. Miracle's
okay.
awesome. Yeah, no, I think Miracle's great. I love this story. Yeah, I watch a lot of like 30 for 30s and things, and I'm fascinated.
Oh, those
with
are great.
Yeah, I love
love
old,
30 for 30s, yeah.
I used to have a Dan. I used to have this book called "And the Crowd Roared," and it was like a book about some of the greatest sports moments and calls of all time.
Oh,
And it
really?
came with these two CDs inside the book, and it was all the
that's cool.
original radio
You can hear 'em.
calls or TV calls.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that you could scroll through, and
that.
each one would have an introduction, and they had the miracle call like on it, and so I'm very familiar with the actual real life call. Yeah, the "Do You Believe in Miracles" thing.
Well,
Yeah,
Michael's that made his career.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, the movie's
right.
phenomenal. I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. I love me some Kurt Russell. He's perfectly cast in this, and yeah, great hockey action. So, yeah, I'll give it an S tier for Miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'll
Country, right,
say this.
Gordon? No.
What?
You're in hockey country.
Well-
I'm joking with you.
Yeah. Not quite, but we do have like a minor league. That's all we have because I'm in a small town. But
Jesus, I better
but- and actually, like we have a pretty new one. I can't even remember what our minor league team even called because it just like formed like 2 years ago, something like that. Just built a new like hockey arena here. But
You are in hockey country.
this movie's good, but like I can think of several hockey movies I like more. Like Mighty Ducks comes to mind. Mystery Alaska. There's a few of them. What's the
I was
one
going to say Mr.
with
Alaska.
with Paul Newman? That one's really.
Slap shot. Oh,
Slap
my
shot?
God.
Yeah.
Hanson
Slap shot. That one's great
Oh,
too.
God, phenomenal.
Yeah. So for me, like I think that it's good, and like I've seen this movie multiple times. It's very inspirational and like pretty like realistic. But I gotta give it about a B tier, just because I have so many movies that I have ranked higher than this that on this list that I'll just say B. So,
Wow.
but Wolf, what do you say?
Okay, so there are some movies that you watch as like a kid, and then you watch as an adult. You're like, how did I like that as a kid? And then there are some movies where you watch it as a kid, didn't really like it that much, and you watch it as an adult and you like it better. Well, I only watched this once, and I was like 7 or 8. I was a kid when I watched this movie. And so if I watch it again, I probably would actually really like it. But I'm going to have to go C tier because I just, as a kid, it just didn't really do much for me. I didn't really, like Mighty Ducks I loved as a kid.
Non-patriotic.
I love that movie. Mighty Ducks I absolutely loved. But
They become Team USA.
this one I just didn't really gravitate to when I was at that age, but I'm sure I'd love it now, so I want to rewatch it again, but I'll give it C tier this, for now.
Gavin O'Connor, boy, he was on a roll there with sports movies too.
Oh yeah, I remember the name of our minor league team. That's funny, and we're called the Idaho Spud Kings because we're in potato country. So we got the Spud Kings. Yeah, it's kind of like a goofy name, but I'm more of a Seattle Krakens fan because I used to live in Washington. That's a newer team, and also a Colorado Avalanche. And like I kind of root for those are the two closest teams to where I live, so I go with them. But,
Ray Bork, that's his only Stanley Cup. He played for the Avalanche. He won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, like he was awesome. Yeah, or Patrick Waugh, like he's one of the best goalies. But yeah,
Is your 30 seconds up?
yeah.
What are we doing? Sports history?
No, not quite. Yeah, Zach, what would you say about Miracle?
Zach had nominated Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one
Yeah,
who
you
nominated it. Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Then what are the
He keeps beating me out there.
It's where it is right now.
Okay, cool.
I know. It's just like, I guess I'm. Oh
Well,
boy.
Maria.
You're going Miracle
my goodness.
down? Miracle goes down.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's still at
Oh, I got
3. So it'll hang on by a thread for now.
With
but it'll
the
probably
3
get bumped.
S's?
Yeah,
But it's
it
on
sure
the
did.
very edge of it. Yeah.
It's on the very edge.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's do. Oh boy. I've been putting. Well, I got a cup. Zach keeps taking my great ones. Okay,
Big
so
Elf.
how about? Yeah, no, I don't like Elf. Freaking wheelbarrow. Give me a break. It's okay. Okay, everybody, calm down. I'll watch it at Christmas one time because he is cute in it, but he's usually over the top and everything else, and I just can't stand it. All right, so Oh my God. I guess I'll go with Invictus, which, I know you guys, from what I've heard so far, aren't big fans, but it's another sports movie that has a meaning. It's a real story. It's Nelson Mandela and his attempt to try to get the country unified and do everything and convince the white people that they, can get along with everybody if they want to, and all so on and so forth. So I like it a lot. I like Matt Damon. There's no question that I'm a big fan of Matt Damon's. They were here in our town filming The Informant, and we was like starstruck because he was walking around our town and everything. But I think it's a good lesson movie. I think it's a good sports movie, a subdued sports movie. There's other ones that I like better for soccer, which is the Victory, the one with Sylvester Stallone. I think that's got more impact.
I love rugby.
Is that rugby? Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, all right. But anyway, I forgot for some reason. I think it's a good movie. I think it's worthy of time. I think it's S tier. Go ahead and tear it apart. Because I can tell already before I didn't want to nominate because I knew somebody would probably not like it.
No, I mean I like this movie a lot. I think Morgan Freeman's incredible in it. Matt Damon's incredible, but it's a movie about apartheid and Nelson Mandela and rugby. Just in Clint Eastwood, I would say middle of his filmography, really.
I would agree with that.
And then it's like on the if you had to do like 100 best sports movies of all time, I'd say it's probably in the maybe 80s or 90s in the top 100 sports movies of all time. So in correlation to this, it's definitely not an S tier. I would say maybe a C tier.
Okay.
Yep. Austin, what do you say about Invictus?
This movie is fantastic if you want to cure insomnia. I think this movie's so boring. This movie is
really? It is slow. I know. I mean, it's more about the story than it is about the sport.
I fell asleep twice in the theater when I was watching this, and then I rented it.
I hate that when that happens.
And I fell asleep again at home. This movie is so boring. So like I won't put it in an F tier because I realize there's good performances and stuff, and I just won't do that. But like it's a D tier. This movie is so.
Oh, there's a D.
I think this is.
I guess I didn't know there was a D. Dang. Okay.
I think this is one of Eastwood's worst movies, to be honest. I think it's.
I'm gonna put Zoolander in there.
Yeah. We'll go back and retroact. Not really going to change it.
No, I'm not going to.
But yes. So I'll say that where I live, we have a little bit of a Matt Damon connection also because Frank Marshall, who produced a lot of the Bourne Identity movies and
that stuff,
who's also married to Kathleen Ann Kennedy. They lived in Idaho for years, and so they have a big connection to it. So so every Bourne Identity movie, Matt Damon would actually come to Boise, and we have an old school theater called the Egyptian, and he would do a big premiere, and it was like a big thing. You'd go meet Matt.
No kidding.
Damon. If you wanted to stand in line for hours, you could meet him if you wanted to.
But you guys getting the pitchforks and torches ready for Kathleen Kennedy to come back?
Yeah, right. No, like I'm not a big Kathleen Kennedy fan anyway, so she can be gone. I'm fine with it. Yeah, but for Invictus, the movie's good, and I think Morgan Freeman gives a great performance as Nelson Mandela, but this movie doesn't really do a lot for me.
Your deal. Gotcha.
Okay. But I like watching the sport of rugby because I think rugby is like really, really cool. It's one of the most dangerous sports out there because it's like football with no pads, and they're like in a little scrum thing where they're all huddled together and all that stuff. Like that's cool, but yeah, I gotta give the movie a C probably. Yeah. Yeah, but Wolf, what do you say?
So I've seen Invictus back on DVD. Netflix was a thing, and this was actually I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I was knocking Matt Damon's performance earlier, and I will still knock it though because I still think that Tobey Maguire and Brothers should have been nominated. I will just say that, replace him with Tobey Maguire and Brothers. That's just my thing. But no, I mean the performances are still good in this film. And Morgan Freeman especially, but it is a middle road for Clint Eastwood, and it's kind of middle of the road when it comes to sports movies. Like when I think of sports movies, I don't think of this one immediately. Like when I think of Clint Eastwood sports movies, I would automatically think $1 Million Baby, but not like Invictus. So for me, I'll still say, because I do like it, I'll just still say like B tier, but I won't like go like any higher than that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, Zach, what do you say for Invictus?
I'm going to let Pez say what I was going to say for it.
Oh, just fall asleep on camera? All right, sounds
No.
good. Oh.
That I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I have
Oh,
seen
you
it, though.
No,
okay.
I meant you've said it
Oh.
before. What my answer?
Oh, that
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a
Yeah,
suspicion that Zach hadn't seen it? Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Zach hasn't seen it.
All right,
Move on.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So where are we at with that? The votes were all over. Kind
It was, yeah, but it was way on the lesser side. Maria was the only one who had like a pretty positive vote for
Sorry.
it.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
All right.
All right.
Do we got anybody on the panel that
So
likes wine? Do you guys like to taste some wine?
No, I don't like
I'm
wine.
gonna try to-
Oh, I think I know where you're
I'm not a
going.
You're gonna
wino
snow
either.
us with that stupid. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a wino either. I'm not a wino either, Pez.
Uh-huh.
But the fact of the matter is, Sideways is a
Sideways, I
phenomenal
knew it.
comedy.
Yep.
It's one of the best romantic comedies I've ever seen. Actually, I'm going to put that. I'm
Gotta
going
get
to
at
put
least
that
one
out there.
comedy high
And,
up
and
there.
I just the fact that this guy's going to take this guy to wine country and do all this wine before his marriage, and then they get hooked up with these other two girls, and they find out he's getting married, and there's all this craziness going on and stuff. Alexander Payne is just a really good director, and some of his movies are hit and miss, but this is probably like the top of his filmography for me. And Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church are phenomenal. Virginia, is it Virginia Arquette? No, it's God,
Virginia Madsen.
Virginia
Arquette.
Madsen's one of them.
Right? Yeah, Madsen.
Isn't it Arquette? My friend, I know it's
No,
Sandra
about
Oh.
Arquette.
Virginia Madsen.
Sandra Oh and Virginia Madsen.
Virginia Madsen.
Okay, my bad. I
Say
thought it
it.
was one of the Arquette women. All right, but no, I just think this is
Maybe
a
they have
funny
boyhood.
movie, and I don't like wine at all. But they make wine country, and the whole like he gets all pissed off if we're doing Pinot Grigio. I'm out of here and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it just kind of makes wine interesting for me, and I'm not a wino. I'm a beer drinker. I was a beer drinker. I'm sober 10 years now, but I just love Sideways. What can I say? So you guys like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Whatever.
There's
Actually,
something
when I
wrong with
did
my.
I did my ranking of my from 2004 to 2013, and My Life, My Love, 50 Years in Film. This is my number one film of 2004.
Okay.
There's something wrong with my mic for a second. I kept saying Virginia Madsen over and over into the mic. I'm like, why aren't you hearing it? Like my mic had like an error, like a weird error that came up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought
Anyways.
it was one of the Arquettes, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But Austin, what do you
Yeah,
say?
I enjoy Sideways. I'm not as in love with it as like the rest of the internet apparently is. Like everybody else that thinks it's like one of the greatest movies ever made. I think it's a really good movie. I think it's it's nice to see Paul Giamatti in a lead performance. I like Thomas Hayden Church a lot. Sandra Oh, yeah, she's a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it an A tier. I think it's good. But there's other Alexander Payne movies I have like higher. I love Nebraska. That's my favorite of his movies. I love that movie. I love Nebraska.
Good,
I like the Descendants. I like the Descendants a lot.
It's very good.
But so Sideways is like probably third or fourth in his filmography for me personally.
Holdovers, guys. Keep an eye out for the holdovers.
It has really good reviews right now from.
I hope it's better than Downsizing. Let's just put it that way.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's Paul Giamatti and Payne once again together.
Okay.
Sorry,
Downsizing was really great for the first half, and then it went somewhere weird.
Yeah. First half was awesome. Second half sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've seen Sideways. I was a little late to the party. I only saw Sideways about a year ago for the first time, and this movie's great. Especially Thomas Hayden Church, like that scene where like he's out doing something crazy with the girl, then he comes back to the hotel and gets locked out naked, and he can't get anything. It's just funny stuff, and just like Paul Giamatti's obsession with wine. He's just like a wino, or like whatever you want to call, like not a wino, but like whatever you call like an obsessed wine snob kind of person. But and yeah, I think that that's really good. I don't put it in an S tier, and I almost don't even put it in an A tier. I have it ranked 40th overall on my list, but on my personal list, that's good enough for an A tier. We've got 100 and something movies on this list, so even that still squeaks into the A tier for me. So I'll say A for Sideways. So yeah, Wolf, what do you say?
Yeah, so I really love Sideways, and I am a wino. Okay, I love wine. I so for me, like, my alcohol is sort of like how I am with my movies. I am like with my movies, I'm like, oh, this masterpiece from back in the ages of this and that. And like wine, I feel like I'm gonna be that way when I'm
hint with
older.
some berries or whatever.
I'm gonna have like one of those like wine cellars when I'm older in my house. I'm gonna have like old aged vintage wines in my house. I'm gonna be like, this wine from back in the this blah, blah, blah. And I'll like explain the history of it, and then like pour it. I'm gonna be one of those kind of drinkers. Yeah. That's gonna be me. That's just the kind of drinker I am. Usually, I mean, well, I say that, but then Austin and I host a monthly drinking game.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
but no, I do really enjoy Sideways quite a lot. This might be my favorite Alexander Payne movies. I don't know. I also really love The Descendants. But yeah, I'm super excited for The Holdovers. That movie's getting great reviews. I think it's like a lock for picture now. So I'm so excited for that. Yeah, Paul Giamatti is a great actor, one of the best working. But I would go A tier for this. Just like very high A though. Very high A. Like it's like just outside my 10. Like it's like number 15 when I rank this list. But it's like just outside the 10 there that I have for this list. So yeah.
Yeah, well, Zach, what do you say about Sideways?
I'm sorry, Dan. It's another one that I haven't seen yet.
Bro.
But
you like wine, Zach? Do you like wine, Zach? You're gonna love it.
I've drank wine once, and that's all.
Never mind.
I mean, it's on my list now. It's on my list to see. So
you gotta see.
Hey, that's the good news. Is at least you're gonna have a lot of homework after this.
Right. You get some recommendations.
Yeah.
But Maria, have you seen Sideways? What do you think?
Seen Sideways, I don't like it, and I'll put it in the D tier. I thought it was stupid. I don't like Paul Giamatti in the lead. He's not a lead. I'm sorry. He's not attractive enough to be pull a movie off. Like, I'm sorry. That's what I'm. Well, not necessarily just me. Other people are looking for too. I liked him in John Adams. I love him in. There's lots of other things he's in that I love, but I don't like this movie. I don't think Thomas Hayden Church should have been in it either. So sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I know. Wow. Me.
I will say this: Thomas Hayden Church shouldn't have gotten the nomination over Paul Giamatti. I thought Paul Giamatti probably was a little better.
Well, he's the lead. Giamatti was the lead, so
he was lead, but he wasn't even nominated at all that year.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
He was nominated besides him, though. That's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Austin, what do you got next?
So this might be I don't know where this one's gonna go, but I'm a huge fan of this comic book movie. I think it's still one of the most creative ones that I've gone back to over and over again, for the mythology that it sets up, for the cool visuals, for the story, for Peter Stormare as Satan. And some of you know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna go Constantine. So this may be out of nowhere. I'm gonna go Constantine. It's one of my favorite comic book movies. I've got to shoot my shot. I know I'm not going to get much out of it, but it is what it is. I think this movie is still one of the boldest and most creative comic book movies ever made. I think it was kind of a movie out of its time. If this movie had come out 10 years later, I think it would have been even more successful than it was. Keanu Reeves has talked about wanting to do a sequel to this movie, and I would totally be in favor of that. And I want to see it. Francis Lawrence wants to do it. The guy who directed this. I think. Well, I mean, right now with the strikes, it's not going to, but I hope it does. I hope it does, because I think there's a big fan base for this movie. All the stuff with the hell mythology and Tilda Swinton as Gabriel, and like I said, Peter Stormare as Satan. Holy shit, he's phenomenal in his 10 minutes at the end of this movie. He's great, and I just think it's a really mysterious, cool movie. All the little trinkets he uses and all the things he uses to fight the demons stuff. I think it's really, really cool. Down on Hansu and everything. So I don't know, man. I love Constantine. It's a very rewatchable movie. It just keeps drawing me back in. There's something about it that I really love. So, look, if I'm alone on this thing, I'm fine with that.
You're not going to be alone.
I'll shoot my shot for Constantine because I love it a lot. So,
nope, you're definitely not going to be alone because I also love Constantine. I think this movie's freaking awesome. I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, and so I think he's really a badass in this movie. If you watch, so used to have this show called Blind Spots on the channel that was like movies that I hadn't seen. I'd watch them for the first time and then do a first time review. And in the intro, I have a little scene of Keanu Reeves smoking a cigarette next to Peter Stormare from Constantine in the actual intro to that, which is a pretty cool shot. And yeah, like I think this movie is a lot of fun. Even Shia LaBeouf for like the little bit that he's in it, I think he's fun. Rachel Weisz, I never know how to pronounce that last name. Weisz, yeah, she's really good in it, and yeah, like I actually have this movie ranked 11 overall out of this whole list, so that's easy for an S tier. So I'll say S for Constantine. Okay. Yeah, but Wolf, what do you say about Constantine?
Yeah. So what does Constantine begin with? Begins with the letter C.
S.
Letter S. Yeah. Constantine.
Yeah. But no,
Constantine.
This one is like a guilty pleasure kind of movie, but it's not like anything that's like legit. When he was talking about comic book movies, there was another one. I was like, yes,
yeah.
And then I was getting so excited, and then I was like, oh, okay, that one.
I'm right there with you, Wolfman.
But and so maybe I'll bring up that other comic book movie at some point. But yeah, this one's like fun, but it's nothing. Okay, I was gonna trick that. It was good, but it wasn't like anything amazing for me. So better than TV show though. I'll say that. So
yeah.
All right, so S tier.
A lot of people love the TV show, so yeah. But
D tier.
Zach, what do you say?
I mean, you could just go straight to Maria now.
Here's
the thing.
You haven't seen it?
About it, and it's actually on one of my watch lists on streaming. It's one I just haven't gotten to.
Well, for next year, Zach, this is the Movie Hero Network. Just letting you know. All right, sounds good.
Movies.
Now he knows a lot of movies. Zach's pretty good. I mean, I played. Unfortunately, I lose all the time to him. So yeah. Well, Constantine, I love it. I love it. One of my favorite movies of the comic book genre, so to speak. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Marvel movies, but Constantine's special. I love it. I think he's great in it. I think the visuals are great. The meaning is kind of like, you can take it a couple of different ways too. Some of the things that go on in that movie, but I think it's really good, and I would give it S for sure. So, Constantine.
Well,
yeah. Let me tell you, Austin. I thought you were going to go in this one direction. I was like, yes.
I told you this was going to be out of nowhere. I don't know why you expected the other movie. Because,
and then you went in this direction. I'm like, oh, man. Austin, I love you, Austin, but this just isn't one of the best movies with one word superhero movies, multiple words, whatever decade it's. It just is not one of the great movies. It's a good movie, and I like it for a lot of the reasons you said. But I even wrote a trivia question about this movie a while back, and nobody could get the answer. And the answer was Gavin Rossdale. And I was like, Jesus, nobody even realized Gavin Rossdale is in this movie. I love it when rock and roll stars are in movies. That's one of my pet peeves about movies. I pick out the movies with the rock stars in them. And this has got Gavin Rossdale in it, of all people.
He's in it for like
he's still relevant. I don't think he is he? Didn't they get divorced?
For a regular amount of time.
Yeah,
he's good.
Well, just say
but I'm with.
He got divorced from her, right? Though, so he's not really important at all. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, who cares?
In this community, there are way too many trivia questions about rock stars and freaking movies. Stop with the trivia question about rock stars and movies. I get it like 5 or 6 times every trivia match. Don't do it.
Well, I feel like that's directed of I feel like that's directed at JPO if he's watching about musicians and movies.
Yeah, every single time, and I'm just like,
yeah,
like I don't give a shit
No,
about
I got
musicians
C.
in movies.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I'm with Wolfman.
I care
I'm
about
with
their
Wolfman.
music.
This is a
Come
C.
on.
Begins
It's
with a
not-
letter C.
It's not even the best
Oh.
comic book movie on the list of movies you got.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not the worst either.
I love it,
I
man.
said
You
it
know
was
I
my
love-
favorite out of the group. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fine.
Favorite and
I
best
actually
can be
like the movie.
different.
Austin, I do like
Well,
the
still
movie.
gonna stay in the
I
S
hope we
tier
get a
because I
sequel,
got
too.
3 S's.
I got 3. Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah.
who was the third S?
Maria.
Oh,
Me
Maria.
and Maria
Oh,
and
yeah.
Austin.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I didn't realize she gave it
I got
S.
some boys here. We'd be
Yes.
watching comic book movies as often as possible.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Yeah,
y'all,
right.
y'all,
All right,
are-
Zach, give us something good.
In fact, they've got
Right.
that goddamn Avenger thing on all the time too. It's like,
All right.
What's
We
me
got
next?
we got one more round to get to. We got to go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
All right,
so,
everybody calm down,
we'll
calm
see if
down,
y'all-
calm down. I'm done.
We'll see if y'all agree with me. I'm gonna keep it on the comedy train, but not like a total just like slapstick like last time. I'm gonna go with Zombieland. So like I know that one's fairly popular in these rounds. Shows up on tournament fights all the time. I'm a huge fan of it. Ruben Fleischer did an awesome job with just pairing these guys up. It's probably my favorite Jesse Eisenberg. Well, it is my favorite Jesse Eisenberg movie. And yeah, just them in a post-apocalyptic world. The Bill Murray stuff's great. The opening credits with From Whom the Bell Tolled by
Forgot about
Metallica. All the rules, like the zombie killing rules, that like zombie kill of the week. The like just Eisenberg doing just kind of awkward thing, Golden Grams in a bag and some Mountain Dew Code Red and like brushing the hair behind the girl's ear, all of that. Like it's all fun.
And you get to
stuff,
see Amber Heard get smashed in the head with a toilet lid cover. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
who doesn't love that?
always a
Like,
good time.
Amber Heard, so
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's a good reason to go back and watch it. Watch her get her face smashed in by a toilet lid cover. It's great.
yeah. So I'll say S
maybe
tier
she could
for
use some
Zombieland.
Amica cream on
Wait,
it,
that
or whatever
was
she called
Amber
it.
Heard?
Yeah, that's Amber Heard.
That was
wow,
Amber Heard.
I didn't even-
Yeah. Go back and
Wow.
watch
Yeah.
it.
Ohio.
He's the zombie.
That's
he's the zombie
That's
who-
before she started
he's in his
marrying
apartment.
people to get famous more.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Get better roles.
Right. But Wolf, what do you say about Zombieland?
Love Zombieland. One of the funniest comedies I've seen. Like I watch this movie every other like Halloween season. So funny. And I even love Zombieland Double Tap. I thought that was really funny too. I thought the sequel
Yeah.
would be fun too. And so yeah. And I love the whole like rules they set up in this and how Jesse Eisenberg is like narrating it and just all the characters in here, like Tallahassee, Emma Stone,
Twinkies,
Abigail
all that
Breslin. I love that's all the characters. Just they feel like their own kind of weird family in a way. The way they make these characters, like they're so well written. I would give it like a very high A. If it was like something like Shaun of the Dead, I would say S tier. But for this, I would say like a very high like A for me. Like I do really enjoy Zombieland, and I think the cameo, maybe the greatest cameo appearance of all time in any film ever. Just saying that.
Yeah. Yep.
No spoilers.
Really good. Well, Zach, please tell me you've seen Zombieland at least, please.
I have. And
Okay.
what is the first one of these letters that appear in that title? It's a B.
Z.
So I'm going B tier.
I was going like, we don't have a Z tier, bro.
B. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, B. Okay.
That's fair. Maria, what do you say?
I say that it's pretty funny. I like it a lot. I'm not so sure about S, but I would definitely go A. I think it's really great, but it's not the best zombie movie I've ever seen. So I kind of judge them all by, from my opinion, I'll put it that way. I know there's other people probably think differently, but I think it's good and it's funny and I did enjoy it. But I don't have to watch it again. There's other ones that I do watch over and over, and that's not one of them. So I'm going to say A for it, but I do like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. I think it's a very good movie and it's funny and it's got rules and it sets up itself very nicely, where a lot of these movies, you're like, what the hell is going on in this freaking movie? This movie really does set up. So that's the script and that's the direction. And so people that knew what the heck they were doing when they were making this movie. And so definitely an A. I don't think it's an S tier movie, but I definitely would agree. I would say A.
Hey, okay. Well, Austin?
It's in my top 64. It's an S.
Yeah.
It's all of you who are not saying S tier. You want to feel how hard I can punch?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Can I just pretend?
It's one of the great comebacks that Woody Harrelson has.
Oh, okay.
When he's annoyed by Jesse Eisenberg, it's great. So
He's like, you got a pretty mouth with the banjo. That's another good one.
Oh, damn, I thought for Fear Zombie would make it.
Yeah, same here. I can't get anything in the S tier tonight, man.
Yeah, what's funny is the last episode we had, we broke the record for what's been in the S tier, and now it's like this time.
Yeah, it's not as
like the worst.
Rough go.
All right, Wolf.
All right, so we can go around one more time. We got 20 more minutes till the mark, but everybody's got to be right on cue with staying on point, on topic, and no tangents. We got to go quickly.
You got to really keep it
quick. Yeah, you got to keep it very, very tight. So everybody's got to promise, and everybody can get another thing. So, all right.
Yeah,
I promise.
All right. Okay.
So it's named after me. I had to do it at some point. I made my name Wolf Boy for a reason, because I'm gonna throw Park Chan-wook's masterpiece in there, Old Boy. This film to me is just absolutely brilliant. Another one of maybe my second favorite foreign language film. Like, this film was just so fantastic. Such a great revenge kind of movie. That hallway fight scene, maybe the greatest fight scene, like fist hand-to-hand fight scene I've seen in cinema. Like, this, it is insane. It is so good. The squid eating scene, like, there's so much stuff in here, and seeing it. Unfortunately, it didn't play near me. Unfortunately, so I would have had to have traveled to see this film in the theater when they did the theater re-release. So I'm definitely buying the 4K though when it comes out, when it drops and they release the 4K Blu-ray. I'm for sure buying that, because I love Old Boy so much, and yeah, this film, it never gets old. No pun.
Yeah, right.
But
Zach, did you see it?
So, yeah.
Haven't seen it.
You seen
Maria.
Okay. Maria.
Haven't seen it.
Oh,
Phenomenal movie.
damn.
Phenomenal movie. I'm just going to say this real quick. Directors, great directors, stop remaking movies scene for scene, because they're never going to be as good as the original classics.
Never.
Gus Van Sant, Spike Lee, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Spike Lee, what a weird choice for the remake. Weird choice.
Well, yeah, if there's such thing as miscasting for directors, Spike Lee is miscast as a director for that.
And then Josh Brolin just didn't fit either.
But Wolf, what do you mean? I already have a 4K of Old Boy in my steelbook right here. What do you mean a 4K?
Oh,
wait, how did you get that? It doesn't exist.
I think he's taunting you. I'm not sure.
This beautiful 4K steelbook of Old Boy from
awesome.
Arrow, from
How
International
much do you want for it?
40 bucks.
Bids.
40
Big
bucks.
bids.
4Ks are region free, homeboy. So you order it from overseas and it still works.
Oh, boy. S tier, S tier.
No, yeah, it's in my 128. Yeah,
You're slang.
Old Boy's in my 128. Yeah, it's S tier. Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Old Boy's
fun.
in my top 64 for sure. This is one of the greatest movies ever made. This movie just viscerally affected me. Like you go on a journey with this guy, and some of the things that you see and the twists and turns. Probably one of the craziest twists I've ever seen in a movie. That just just almost was frighteningly just
don't spoil it for
no,
Zach.
No, I won't. No, I won't spoil it for anyone. No. But
I'm not going to watch it.
But yeah,
It's okay.
really good.
Just
Spoil the fuck away if you want.
Get that Constantine out of there.
But yeah, easy.
It's not there yet. It'll get bumped if we get enough in the S tier.
This movie's ranked on my overall list. It's ranked 5th out of this whole thing.
All right, so everyone just vote S for now, and so Constantine can get
for everything, not for everything on this list. Hell no,
not for everything.
No, for everyone that y'all pick next.
Zach's up. Zach's up.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
Zach.
I'm
So
just gonna
pick
make
one
this
you
short and simple. Shrek.
Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
All right.
Didn't see that coming
Shrek.
either.
That's a good idea, though. It's not a bad. It's not a bad deal.
S for Shrek, Zach. Is that what you're going for?
No, it just that was next on my list. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
That is hysterical. Yeah.
Maria.
God.
I think I'd have to agree. I was singing the Duloc song earlier to my granddaughter.
Yeah, that is
in
awesome.
the small world after all deal. We were talking about the movie for some reason. She asked me a question about it. We did that. So that I think it still resonates with me. The sequels I don't care about, but that one was really good and it was really surprising. And I think it's really good. So yeah, yes.
Look,
what I gotta send you guys sometime. Like, there's this guy that's on Instagram. His name's Austin Nassa. He does the most spot-on Donald Trump impression I've ever heard, and then he does the Duloc song as Donald Trump, and it's so funny.
If I have to hear one more syllable about Donald Trump, I don't even want to hear fake Donald Trump.
Please don't bring up Donald
Trump. Making fun
story,
of the guy,
please.
but yeah.
Anyway, no, I love Shrek. I think Shrek the second or third I like better because it's got Puss in Boots in it or something. The one that had Puss in Boots in it, the first one, that was my favorite of the Shrek movies.
That's the
I love Shrek. Don't get me wrong. I just think there's animated movies on this list that are better than Shrek, and I just feel like if you put Shrek S tier, that's doing disservice to some of the other animated movies on this list that are better than Shrek, in my personal opinion. So I'm going to go with A tier for Shrek.
Yep. Austin, you say.
Same time, Dan. I think we forget how influential Shrek was at the time, and how creative it was, and kind of spoofing all these fairy tale movies and even Disney movies to a degree with Pinocchio in there.
So funny.
And all that kind of stuff. And
no disagreement.
John Lithgow is Lord Farquaad is great, and I think it still really holds up.
Cotton Candy with the spider webs.
Well, yeah, I might like Shrek 2 just a tad more, just as funnier. But I still think Shrek is really good, so I'm gonna go S tier.
Okay, Shrek, that's fine. I know people love it, and I like it a lot. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see something cool, so I'll make it quick. But there's an actor named Harlan Williams that's like really hilarious. He has a podcast called The Harlan Highway. He interviewed the director from Shrek 2, not Shrek 1, but he directed that. He also directed Sausage Party. His name's Conrad Vernon. It's a really hilarious podcast. He has stories. He also worked on the original Shrek. He was just like a producer at the time, and then they bumped him up to director. He talks about like Chris Farley coming into audition because he was once going to be the original voice before he passed away. So yeah, it's pretty good. But anyways, Shrek, I'm going to say A for me. Like it is my number one animated movie on the list, but it still doesn't quite get to S. It's just A for me. So yeah. Wolf.
Well, Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
Yeah.
Have y'all? Don't watch those videos, guys. No, spare yourselves. I took one for the team.
Yeah,
it'll change your entire outlook on Shrek. But because it changed my entire outlook on Shrek, this movie's not an S tier no more, but it's still like an A tier. This movie is still really fun, really enjoyable, and very quotable. And Eddie Murphy's great. Mike Myers brought the character back in that Netflix show, and that was the only funny part about it, was seeing Shrek in there. I forget the name of his show that he was in on Netflix, but he actually had Shrek in it, which was funny.
Oh,
terrible show. Terrible show.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd go A tier.
All right.
So did it get 3 S votes? Or did it?
It's 3 and 3, 3 S's, 3 A's. So yeah, it's higher than a couple of those other 3 ones right there where I put it.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason I thought I only got 2. But
Maria.
3.
Is it my turn?
Maria.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a couple that I would have done, but I think we really need to get another musical on here, and I'm going to go for Enchanted because it turned the Disney princess upside down, and I love it. I think it's one of my favorite movies of all the princess movies, and it's just phenomenal. Just her in the live action part, and the other girl, going to the animation. The whole movie is just hilarious. Just her fish out of water, of course. But I mean, she did a great job, and it's the music and all the things that they've done, poking fun at themselves, which is not like those guys. So I really enjoy it. I would like to see it stay in the S tier.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, Dan.
Or do it. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Look, I like Amy Adams. When is she gonna play? What is the rock and roll singer she's supposed to be? Been rumored to cast as this rock and roll singer, deep throated rock and roll singer from the 70s. Oh God, when she plays that character, I think she's gonna win an Oscar. But I just am not like this bubbly Amy Adams. I just don't like the bubbly Amy Adams, and I don't like these
bubbly princess. It's called a role.
Oh yeah, she's gonna do the
animated world.
The Janis Joplin one was
I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff. And the sequel was on last year on Disney Plus. Oh my God, was that bad? I did not like that at all.
Cash grab. What that was called. Yeah.
C tier for Enchanted. I'm sorry.
It's Janis Joplin biopic.
When are we gonna get the Janis Joplin?
Well, apparently, articles going back 10 years for her getting cast, so I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Well, apparently, I just read an article on Billboard.com
that said a 3-year-old
biopic starring Amy Adams has been shelved.
So, I saw that too.
Yeah,
shelved.
Sucks.
Yeah,
but
anyways,
Boston.
Enchanted. I'm gonna go A tier for Enchanted. I think it's really charming. It's a good time. Again, this will make for a good double feature with Shrek because they're both kind of a takedown of these fairy tale sort of Disney movies. You know, one live action, one animated. I think it'll make a good double feature. Like if you want to, could take down that. Yeah, I like the character. I think James Marsden is hilarious as the prince.
He's hysterical.
Like he's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll go A tier. I like Enchanted.
So this is a movie we need to give a rewatch to because I've only seen it once and I just haven't really cared to really go back to it. It's just not really for me. My sister grew up watching it, my younger one, but yeah, like it just didn't do a lot. Like I'll be generous and say C, but that's even being generous for me. So I'll just say C. It's just not my cup of tea. So yeah, but Wolf.
I've been dreaming of the letter B. Say,
you should not give up your day job, okay?
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. Wait, what did she say? What did she say? Because I missed it.
I was saying you should give up your day job. Just being sarcastic. Sorry.
That's saying you're not going to be on the
sarcasm is my second language.
No, hey, I mean that's
I'm just joking with you. You know, I don't. No.
But yeah, no, because I enjoyed Enchanted. I did as a kid. Hey, as a kid, this Disney movie I enjoyed more than Miracle, so I'll give you that. But I definitely enjoyed this film, and I will. But here's the thing: so there are certain movies where it's like the sequel is so bad, it almost makes me change my view on the first one. It didn't, but the sequel, the second one, was so bad, it almost made me change how I looked at this film. The sequel was awful.
I actually haven't seen the sequel yet.
Yeah, but Enchanted, good. But no, it's for me, it's B tier. So,
Zach.
I'm going the same grade as Wolf. B tier.
B tier. Okay. All right. So good. Well, that B tier was getting lonely, so
where's it at?
Was going to be on there eventually.
All right. I have two in my mind. I just am batting around two different ones, and I'm just I haven't been able to figure out which one I was going to go with. But I'm going to go with
10 seconds to decide. Yeah.
An absolute masterpiece, once again, from a director who keeps putting out phenomenal films in his filmography, and he's got one coming out this year called The Killer. But the one in this list that's incredible is called Zodiac, and I mean one of the freaking greatest murder mystery type of movies that is based on a true story. And David Fincher just knows how to make movies, and he knows how to make these kind of noir thriller type of things. And this one got an incredible cast: Mark Ruffalo, Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr. And it took years, and they figure out who was the murderer of the Zodiac killer. In the movie, it was even difficult for them to do. But there's so many different layers to this movie. I love the noir elements, the 70s elements. I mean, it just and how this case just drove the Jake Gyllenhaal character almost insane. His wife left him. I mean, it was just so. And then Robert Downey Jr. was so phenomenal in this. I think this is one of, if not the top 2 or 3. David Fincher.
I think I froze on me. What just happened?
What happened?
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Might have been you. I don't know.
It's on you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. On my end, it showed all y'all just froze. So
Okay. Well, I got Zodiac. Whatever. Zodiac.
Well, I don't think everyone's gonna freeze all at once.
Come on, Pez.
I'm going. I like Zodiac. It's in my bottom half of Fincher movies, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a rewatch on it. I wasn't as high on it. My main problem with it doesn't have an ending. It just kind of ends. And I think that's a problem of he tries to do this true story, and the true story didn't really have an ending, so he doesn't have an ending. And I understand he's trying to be as true as possible, but to me, I like a movie to have an ending or something definitive, and it just kind of doesn't. And that's
can I just say something real quick, Austin? Can I say something? In real life, they never figured out who the.
That's the problem, though. That's the problem with the movie. That's the problem with the movie, though, is the movie just kind of ends. You do a time jump, and it's just over, and there's nothing definitive. So that kills me on my rewatches, knowing it's not really going anywhere. It just kind of goes in circles. I think it's really well made. But yeah, I did a rewatch of all the Finchers. Me and a friend of ours, Henry Confidential, ranked them. It just ended up at like number 7 or 8 on my Finchers for me after that rewatch. So I gotta go 8 here for Zodiac. So I think it's good, but not there for me.
Come on, Jordan.
Yeah. Well, so you'll be happy with me because David Fincher is my 3rd favorite director of all time. I'm a huge David Fincher fan. This movie's an easy S for me. I freaking love Zodiac. Like Zodiac is just so good. And I think a lot of people forget how phenomenal of an actor Robert Downey Jr. is. Like he's been great in almost everything I've ever seen him in. Like he's just so good.
Could win an Oscar this year, by the way.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, which is about time for him to win an Oscar, I think. But yeah, and then Jake Gyllenhaal's great. Mark Ruffalo. I mean, John Carroll Lynch. Like he's great in it too. Like I won't spoil like anything he does, but to talk about it could be a spoiler. But
Roger Rabbit has the best scene in the movie.
And the thing is, spoiler alert: the actual Zodiac killer, the actual real life Zodiac killer, is in this movie. They actually pinpoint the Zodiac killer in the movie, but they don't come to the conclusion.
Caught him, have they?
They caught him.
I don't know if they have or not.
He's died.
I don't think so. Okay. I don't agree with that. I'll have to see that myself.
Look that up.
I will. I have to. I believe you. I mean, you believe it, so that's good. But I don't have to see it myself. I'm sorry. I do a lot of true crime.
It'll be an S tier for Zodiac for me. Yeah.
Go to HBO. Look up Patton Oswalt documentary. You'll see.
That's a Golden State Killer, not Zodiac Killer.
So also,
I think you're confused.
You know, Dan and I, we usually agree on things, and he's gonna love me tonight because, David Fincher is maybe my 4th or 5th all-time favorite filmmaker, but he's definitely high up there. Like I love David Fincher. Fight Club, as you know, is my 2nd favorite movie of all time. So like I absolutely, love David Fincher movies. Seven is fantastic. All of his films are just so
man. There's so many.
So good. And Zodiac is high up there with a lot with them. Robert Downey Jr. is phenomenal. Jake Gyllenhaal is phenomenal. Mark Ruffalo is great in this film. And one thing you have to look at, Austin, you have to look at a film like this on a deeper level. Okay. One of the reasons why
don't tell me about it. I got everything I need to get out of it. I've watched this movie 4 times. Look, I get all of it. I just have my problems that it doesn't have an ending. It just ends. I'm sorry. It doesn't have an ending. So it kills rewatches for me.
That doesn't need to have an ending.
That was the point. That was the point. The reason why it had no ending is because if they never found the Zodiac killer, then the story never ended for these people, and it's just like
But they
And
actually have him in the
so
movie.
it was
Why
like
are
a
you
way
trying
of
to explain it? We all have a different interpretation of the ending. I mean,
got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
you're not going to change
Okay.
Austin's opinion.
It's
You know what I mean?
someone's opinion. It's Lower
Well,
Fincher. to
I
me,
like passion
personally.
in the
You can
movies,
sway
but I
people.
mean, you know, you
It
can't
is.
change people's minds with what
Don't
you
worry
think.
about it, Wolfman. Don't
I've
worry
seen it
about
done
it.
a lot on this
I
show,
know,
actually.
but no, I would.
And they haven't found him. They have a supposition, but they don't. He's never been identified.
I'm not asking him to change his opinion. We always do this on these shows. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But
I hate to see you waste your time or the time that everybody else has too. So
yeah, but no, the Zodiac is definitely S tier though for me.
Yeah. Well, Zach, what do you say about Zodiac?
I really like the movie. There's other movies I like more than it, but so I'm going to give it an A tier.
Yeah. That's fair.
what Zach said for me, because I mean, there's better. Let's talk about serial killer movies out there, and I agree with Austin on the ending. I mean, it's ambiguous, and we all know they didn't get caught, whatever. But why have the movie? I don't get it. I don't understand why they did it. They can't prove anything.
Interesting story.
Even the FBI won't admit that they got the guy if they did. So, okay, it's a story, I guess. But yeah, A for me. I don't think it's an S.
Okay.
It's entertaining
But
enough.
it's just
Talking about an
just
A,
three
next we have
S's.
Austin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
there's a couple movies. I'll bring up another
Yeah,
sort of crime movie with a killer that's really underrated from a great filmmaker. I'm gonna bring up Insomnia by Christopher Nolan.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
So I think this movie, not only is it still incredibly underrated for Christopher Nolan, but I think it's one of his most beautifully shot movies. He shoots it on location in Alaska. It's gorgeous. It has a good score. The movie itself is almost like a sleep deprived fever dream, in the perspective of Al Pacino here. It's this kind of guy who has insomnia. Robin Williams, when he does show up, he first does stuff on the phone and then he actually shows up, is incredible. This is one of his best performances ever. Hilary Swank is amazing. A absolutely terrific suspense thriller that if you haven't gone back and watched it, man, it's really, really good and deserves way more praise than in Nolan's filmography. So I'm going to go Insomnia and see what happens for us here.
Well, Austin, you're not going to like me on this one because I'm not an Insomnia fan. I actually don't like this movie at all. Like, talk about a movie that bored me to tears. Like, this movie, like, I could have, like, used it to lull me to sleep when I want to take a nap. And also, I'm not a big fan, like, as you know, of the Hua Al Pacino. Like, ever since the son of a...
I like the way you put things.
Older Al Pacino. Yeah, like
but he doesn't do that in this movie at all.
Yeah,
no, this isn't even that Al Pacino. This is like,
but I like a younger Al Pacino. I just don't like an older Al Pacino at all. Like, I'm just not a fan. You got to have 80s or like 70s.
You're a Dog Day Afternoon kind of guy instead of
He loves like Jack and Jill Al Pacino. That's like his Al Pacino.
Even when he's giving a subtle performance, you don't
not
like
either one. But even have Al Pacino encased in a little snow globe that I got as a white elephant gift. I have that, and on the other side is Tupac Shakur. It's just a random little snow globe.
You proved your love.
but like, yeah, I just don't like this movie. I just didn't get it. I was bored. Like this, like I gotta say D for me. It's just not.
Oh my god, dude!
Wow. Sorry. Yeah, but Wolf, what do you say?
First off, like you said, I don't like the Hua Al Pacino. This is like him back to his subtle roots of when he was first acting. Like it's just
he's
like
old man Al Pacino. He's long gone for me.
It's just
sorry. He'll never be what he once was.
I mean, this is the one time, you know how like whenever you say someone's sleeping in a performance, it's usually a bad thing. This is the one time it's actually a compliment because
his character is sleep deprived the whole movie.
Yeah, so he's supposed to look like he's like sleeping in the movie and stuff like that. And Robin Williams is so good; he almost, if not like, does out-act Al Pacino in this. He's so good, and also this is going to sound really strange, but Robin Williams is my favorite character reveal of any movie I've ever seen. And the reason why is it's just so subtle. The way that, like, you know, the guy, Al Pacino's in his room and he's just scavenging through stuff, all of a sudden just cuts to behind the door. All you've heard is just his voice over the phone. just cuts to behind the door and you just see him staring at the door. It's just the way that is done. I'm like, that is brilliant. It's no like, hey, I'm here, guys. I'm the villain. Whoa. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's like it just gives you a real to life, just true like that. It's just like that's how it feels. Just so good. And yeah, Insomnia, one of the most underrated Christopher Nolan movies. Super high up there in his filmography for me. I freaking love this movie. I think more people need to see this one. And I was going to go A, but for you, Austin, I actually loved this movie enough too. Like, I think more people need to see it, and because it's just so underrated, I'm going S, baby. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, Zach, what do you say about Insomnia?
So
Passionate about it. I liked
when Austin brought up a crime movie with a killer from an acclaimed director, I was thinking a whole different movie, which was the next one on my list that I was going to bring up anyway. But for this movie, I'm going to use Austin's favorite words. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Well, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Maria, what do you say
I'll
about
be using
Insomnia?
that.
I have seen it, but it bored me to tears. I'm sorry. I thought it was slow.
The
I thought the
Cure for
pacing was
Insomnia.
horrible. Terrible. I'm sorry. I would love to love it for you, Austin, but I can't do it. I'll put it in a B because I didn't like it. I didn't think it was that good.
Guys, Austin is like the king of saying that was boring, that was slow, and he loves this movie. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Okay, well then, so as an expert, I'll bow to him if you want me to, but it's not going to happen. I think it's boring too, or not too. I think it's boring. Period. He doesn't think it's boring.
I want to tell you
Damn.
something.
That's
Austin.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God somebody brought this up, because I was like, this needs to get brought up before the other section of this thing, because this is an incredible, and this isn't the hoo-ha Al Pacino. This is when he Nolan gets a phenomenal performance out of Al Pacino, and that's what tells you what a great director Nolan is he got the hoo-ha Al Pacino, and he didn't get the hoo-ha Al Pacino performance. He got a phenomenal.
Like none of that
Hillary
nonsense
Swank,
squat stuff. Don't do that. Do
Williams.
something different here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why this
he-
movie's great. Because it's Al Pacino being great.
He knew who he
Great
was
actor.
working. He knew he was in the presence of greatness as a director. And the cinematography, oh God, incredible. Alaska was shot so gorgeously. That chase over the logs and all that stuff, incredible.
Freaks me out.
Fantastic. I put this in my top 5 Nolan films. Definitely top 5 Nolan films for me. I love this movie. And this is like the Robin Williams. We got 1 hour photo. We got Insomnia. It's like he was playing villains for a little while there. It was like, wow, maybe he's a good villain, in movies,
Mhm.
But yeah, Austin, I'm right with you, buddy. Good job.
All right.
What squeaks
Yeah.
in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Last one, Jordan. Then we got to wrap this thing up with a Hail Mary. So,
All right. So I want to bring up one that I know that at least one and maybe 2 people would agree with me, but I want to bring up the movie Moon, by Duncan Jones, because this movie blew me away. I'm a massive Sam Rockwell fan. I've never seen Sam Rockwell give a bad performance. I think that like he just carries this movie on his back, and the movie gets kind of meta. Like it's just like he's on a space station, and it's just him all alone by himself, but there's so much going on. I mean, you do hear Kevin Spacey's voice as the computer, but it's like he is just so good. And I don't want to say really anything more about the movie, because you just got to see it. I don't want to spoil anything. Like if you haven't seen this, do yourself a favor and go check out Moon, because it's one of the most underrated movies out there. I think it's so good. So yeah, I'll say S tier for Moon. But Wolf, what do you say?
Well, when we did our top 64 on this channel, for me, this was definitely on there. It was high up there for me. I love Moon.
Oh, you're a fan, yeah.
Oh yeah, this movie is fantastic. One of the best. It is the best space movie for me, and it's one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen. Sam Rockwell should have been nominated for an Oscar. In fact,
Yeah.
I know the performances that year. Personally, I think he should have won that year. I think this should have been his winning Oscar. Like, he was that good. Like he played 2 performances in this movie. Like he was phenomenal in this film, and it like made me into a Sam Rockwell fan. And he's just one of my favorite actors just ever now. He's just so good. And so yeah. This film, just blew me away. Absolute masterpiece. S tier for Moon.
Yeah, sounds good. Zach, have you seen Moon?
No.
Make that super high on your priority. Like
yeah,
super,
super
Make
high.
that
movie.
2.
It's incredible.
2 for nose, because I've never seen it either. It sounds like if I got stuck on the moon, I'd have Kevin Spacey as my voice. I'd have to kill myself.
Yeah, right. That is kind of like creepy. Now that
It's like, you're stuck on the moon. Well, guess what? Here's a sexual predator for you.
Can we podcast movies Zach hasn't seen, and when he sees them, he reviews them like one by one by one. And we could get all the. He sends us all the links of when he finally sees all.
Well, I mean, I do have a letterbox, so.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
he watches a lot of movies. He just hasn't seen some of these.
Oh my God, Moon is a freaking sci-fi.
No, I said it. I haven't seen it, so I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
So freaking good. I was like, I'm like in there by myself, maybe 5 people in the theater, Jordan. And I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, you ever go to movies and you're looking around saying, did I watch what I just thought I watched? Did I just watch a phenomenal movie? And there's 5 people.
right.
And there's nobody in here. And you say to yourself, this is an amazing movie. And the Netflix connecting show or whatever sucks compared to
there's a Netflix show?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I didn't know that either.
Show that he, what's his face? Gareth Edwards or whatever his name is. He connects to this, and it's not nearly as good as this. I think it's got Anthony Mackie in it or whatever. It's not good. It kind of knocks the Moon down a little bit because you're like, oh, this is such a great, and then you see that you're like, that's not good. But Moon stands on its own. Amazing movie. I love it. S.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for our next episode of Tier Ranker Fights, we're going to be ranking all the movies that Zachary Shelton hasn't seen yet.
That's a good
We're going to rank them all. Yeah.
I think you make him feel bad. I think he's very well versed.
No.
He just has this particular.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but then on the opposite,
I just end up picking
a lot of
movies
that
he
you guys
happened to
probably
know.
haven't seen. So
Yeah, right.
That's exactly.
Yeah. But
I'm sure you have
Austin-
because you beat me. I'm tired.
Show me your letterbox, brother.
Moon's S tier. I love a good one location movie, and phenomenal Sam Rockwell performance. Yeah, and I like a good kind of solitary sci-fi movie. Yeah, I'm not gonna say a whole lot other than S tier. Yeah, for Moon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's basically a unanimous, but with a couple haven't seen.
we have not had a single
This is not unanimous.
unanimous though. Not tonight. Huh?
Yeah, that's like really rare. for
Not
us.
yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
We'll see.
not yet, but we still have a Hail Mary round.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Okay.
all right, so we got to get to the Hail Mary last chance round. We got to do it quick. So, all right, so how it works, Zach, I'll explain it to you since you're kind of the newbie here. But what we're going to be looking at is take a look at the list that we have left, or what movies are available, and I want you to put together a little list. Try to keep it at 10 or less if you can, please. So there's not too many. So try to be picky. Just go for S tier stuff that is on the list that you still think is basically like S tier. Like the super high stuff. So what you'll do is when I'll come around to you, kind of read them off for me. Give me a second to write them down, but read them off for me. And then what I'll be looking for is those crossover ones. Those ones get mentioned more than once. So if somebody has one on their list and you want to second that, be like, oh, I second, so-and-so movie. So this is just an example, but let's say Wolf says adaptation, and then you also say I'll also vouch for adaptation, that way, and then I'll look for those crossover votes basically, and we'll give them official ratings. I'll go back and put them on the actual chart, but when we go up and down and do that, those will just be grades only, no discussion, just grades. That's all it's going to be. So you'll see how it works when we get there, but essentially right now you're just going to go look through the list, give me any remaining S tiers you got, and I'm going to write them down. So that's kind of what.
Man, there's so many good ones left too. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. So
Tough to just do 10 for me.
Yeah. So, all right. So whoever's ready, I can go first. If Wolf, if you're ready, otherwise I'll come back to you.
I'm pretty ready and set, so I can tell you.
Remember, guys, he's going to write these down, so Give him a few.
Yeah, give me about 2 seconds in between each one, just so I can write them down. I'll kind of say okay after each one when I'm ready. Okay, so all right, whenever you're ready, Wolfman.
Okay, so this is in no particular order, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But Juno, I'm going to throw in there. I'm going to throw Collateral in there. Speaking of adaptation, I'll throw adaptation in there. I will.
One second. Slow down.
Sorry.
1 second. Like I said, give me 2 seconds. Okay, go. All right.
The comic book movie that should have been mentioned earlier, which was Watchmen. And then, yeah, in my opinion, yeah. And then Unbreakable, Coraline, Memento, and then let's see. I also had I feel like there was one more. I feel like I'm missing something, but I think that's pretty much what I have there is and Spider-Man. I'll say that because I do love the original Spider-Man. Holds a special place. Oh, and I just recently watched this. Okay, so Spider-Man. I literally just watched this last night to prep for this. But you were right, Austin. I loved it. Bronson. I'll throw that in there too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
I watched it for the first time.
Yeah,
for this.
I'm ready.
All right, hit me.
Collateral. That was the one that I was thinking you were going to talk about.
Okay, gotcha.
Poseidon. Wally. X-Men. Hairspray. Stardust, which I think is very underrated. Transformers. Accepted. Jumper. And Waiting.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, Maria, hit me.
Okay. Superbad. Avatar. Munich, which I was going to nominate if I got a chance.
Munich.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
300.
Okay.
Taken.
All right.
Invincible. Valkyrie. Madagascar. I like to move it. Wally.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds
pretty
good.
diverse list so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Everyone.
Up.
Up.
Check mark on Juno. Milk.
Okay.
Adaptation. Check mark.
Adaptation. Okay.
Capote. Ray.
Okay.
X-Men. Monster.
Okay.
Atonement. Munich. How many am I up to?
You're getting close.
Spider-Man. I'm trying 300.
You're about there. So yeah.
Disturbia. Come on, give me Disturbia. Give me Disturbia.
Yeah, all right.
Oh my goodness.
I'll let it
Give me
slide this
Disturbia.
time, but all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For me, I'm gonna go Wally. I've already written them down. So Spider-Man, Unbreakable, Bronson, Cloverfield, Watchmen, Accepted, Troy, Slither, and 300.
All
All right, Jordan.
All right, I'm gonna try my best to keep it to 10, but I will say once we wrap everything up, I have 5 movies in the F tier. I'll wait to the very end, but I kind of want to name them off just for fun. But
at the end of the show. At the end of the show.
At the end of the show. Yeah. But so I have Spider-Man on there. I'm a big Spider-Man guy. I have Tigerland. Like, I'm surprised nobody brought that up. That
I
movie
don't
blew
want to
me
slow
away.
us down, Austin. I don't want to slow us down, but isn't there an apostrophe between spider and man?
Apostrophe
Dash,
means one
but it's
word.
still-
A dash
Got a
means just one
dash.
word.
All right, my bad.
That's
Okay,
grammatically
go ahead.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
need
so-
to
Same with X-Men, like you said. It's a dash.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say Unbreakable. I'll say Super Bad. Let's see. I'll throw in Watchmen. I'll say Bedazzled. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll say Slither. I'll throw in Blow that I watched for the first time and I really loved it. I'll say X-Men. And for my 10th one, it's a toss-up. You know what? I'll just throw it in. I'll throw Holes in. I'm a low-key fan of Holes. Now I wanted to say Elf, but all you guys hate on Elf, so I'm not even gonna go there.
Well,
So-
hate on Elf, hate on Will Ferrell. I like
Yeah.
Chanel just fine.
So
Elf is one
I
of
can't
his
ever-
better movies, Jordan.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I can't ever get any Elf love on any show, so I'm just like whatever.
He doesn't such an obnoxious ass.
Okay, so you guys give me just a minute or two to tally up which ones have crossovers, and I'll be right with you.
Well, it won't
Yeah.
be Disturbia, which is a shame because I think it's fantastic. If I had another pick, I would have said Disturbia.
Disturbia is underrated. I'll give you that. I think the film is good.
Not enough people talk about how phenomenal that movie is.
The movie is good. I really like it because my ex fiance was like, I was obsessed with that movie, so we watched it like about 50 dozen times because she loved it. So
I'm a big fan of Rear Window, and I love how this modernizes Rear Window
Yeah,
in a really
yeah.
interesting, like make sense kind of way. You know, it takes instead of like scene for scene remake like Gus Van Sant of Psycho, instead they make an entirely new movie, yet it's still Rear Window in a lot of ways. You know.
well, every time I see David Morse now, like just give me creepy vibes every time I
Yeah.
see that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. David Moore's underrated as an actor, and you could see how good he is in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He played George Washington in something. He played George Washington in something, and I can't remember what it was. Was it John? Was it John Adams, Maria?
No, I think it was. Well, it might have been. It might have been. I'm thinking of Alexander Hamilton in my mind. I'm thinking of Alexander Hamilton who played him. Yeah, he might have.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I
You haven't
think
seen
he's been
John
really good. I
Adams?
mean, I saw him on St. Elsewhere back in the day, and I thought he was pretty good there. So, I mean, from a TV guy to a movie guy, he's been great. I think he just does a lot of character stuff that
he's on St.
maybe he's
Elsewhere.
underrated.
Right, yeah.
All right, I am ready. I've got 14. We got to get through really quick,
All right.
but it'll go quick
My
because
favorite part.
all we do, Zach,
this
is
topic.
we just go up and down the same order each time. I'll just start with Wolf and go up the ladder, and literally I'll just name the movie. You give me a letter grade. That's it. So,
Yeah.
and I'll tally him up, and if something makes the chart or somewhere up there, I'll kick it up there real quick. Okay.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. I got my mind distracted here.
All right. So,
Yeah.
all right. But we'll start with Wolf for Spider-Man. Wolf.
S tier.
Okay, Zach.
A.
Okay, Maria.
A.
Dan.
A.
Okay. I'll go S.
And I'll also say S.
Okay, so 3 and 3. So it's another.
Yeah.
We might have a lot of these threes, or we might have to vote on some of these. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's right up in there. Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Or if we get a lot of 4s, a lot of stuff's going to get bumped immediately. So
Yeah.
All right. Unbreakable. Wolfman.
Absolutely S.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Zach.
I've only seen it once, and it's been a long time, so in the haven't seen category.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maria.
A.
S.
Yeah, I'll go S.
And I'll also say S.
Okay, 4 and 1. So
Yeah.
we'll be right behind
Unbreakable's
Old Boy and
great.
some of those. So it's a 4. Finally got another 4. So
Yeah,
right
another
up in
I
four.
there.
haven't seen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Next will be Wolf X-Men. What comic book?
A.
Okay.
A.
Excuse me, Zach. A. Maria.
A.
Dan.
S.
A, because X2 is better.
Yeah, it is.
Well, X2 is better, but it's still an
But
S for me.
This is the first time you got to see the X-Men in a
Yeah, the
comic
first
movie
time
that-
seeing that on screen.
That'll make it an A.
Yeah, but they did
I
it
grew
better
up
than X2.
reading all the X-Men comic books. That's like one of my number one comics.
And we didn't get Doug Ray Scott. Remember that, guys? We did
I
not
know.
get DougRay Scott.
But they also
Yeah.
And everything
ruined
else though
Rogue.
during that time.
They ruined Rogue as a character in those movies. Just saying,
yeah,
just saying,
right.
like ruined her.
All right, Wolfman. Next will be adaptation. Nick Cage.
S.
Oh, no.
Okay, Zach.
Haven't seen.
Cleared up.
Maria.
Which one is it? Sorry.
Adaptation.
Adaptation. Oh, I've seen it. A.
Okay.
S.
B.
Dave Morse
You
was
guys are
George
gonna like
Washington.
me. Adaptation is one of my 5 Fs. I hate adaptation.
What?
I tried to watch it. I could not get through it. It drove me nuts. A movie about like a guy that likes plants or something weird, like writing about plants. like fuck that.
That's what they wanted you to remember. That was the take home. So yeah, you got it.
It's a movie within a movie within a movie.
All right.
No thanks.
All right. Next will be Wolfman. Super bad.
Honest, y'all are gonna hate me right now.
Oh no, don't do it.
B tier.
Wait, we already hate you,
Okay.
so let's go backwards. What'd you say?
He isn't
Kidding
bad.
you.
Okay. Hey, it's me on that.
B isn't bad. Oh, that's not bad.
nobody,
That's not bad.
nobody hates anybody because they don't like a movie. All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
No,
Yeah.
I was kidding.
We're all
I was a
friends here.
joke. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
totally
I know.
I don't hate him.
This is called
Just
T-Record
kidding
Fights.
around.
We gotta have a little fight in us.
A little
right?
fighting. Zach, super bad.
D.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right. Well, if you're gonna hate anybody, hate Zach then, Maria.
Yeah.
Maria.
A.
Okay.
I think it's pretty funny.
B. I'll say A.
Yeah, B might be.
And I'll say S. I love
Wow.
Superbad.
All over the place.
Booksmart is the better super bad, just saying.
S for Superbad starts with an S.
Yeah. Well, no, it's B. Sorry for bad.
It starts with a B.
All right.
Tonight it starts with a B.
It's not bad.
All right. I know it's not bad. All right. Next will be Watchmen. Wolf.
Zack Snyder's masterpiece, one of the best comic movies ever. Who watches The Watchmen? I watch The Watchmen. Watchmen S tier.
Read the Watchmen. Read
Give
it.
a letter grade.
I did read it, and I'm such a huge fan of this movie because
All right.
it's so
Just,
We're only looking for a letter grade.
Letter grades, please.
Letter
Thank
grades
you,
only.
Zach.
S.
Well, if you're gonna hate me, F.
Oh, yeah. This movie is very divisive. I know some people that hate it. Chris Scott.
Maria.
D.
Oh my god!
C.
S.
Oh, moving up.
And fucking rules.
I'm also gonna say S. This movie's great. Come on, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
So that's
D.
3 S's.
D, I say. D.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like it's gonna be one of those ones that's gonna get bumped
D for my
anyways,
doggy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kick it like in here somewhere. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's
might
gonna
be an
get
honorable
bumped
mention
regardless.
though.
Not in front of Frailty.
Well, no,
Well,
it's
I
still
know.
in the.
Well,
It's still
it's
in the
got
S.
three.
though.
Frailty only had 2. So yeah,
Yeah.
it is what
Yeah,
it is right
it
now.
got 3 S's, so it still goes into.
I
the
know,
lower-
but look how many of these, and most of them are 3 and 1. It's gonna get
Yeah,
bumped.
it'll get
It's gonna get bumped
down
already.
anyways.
So I'm just anticipating what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Slither.
just the inevitable.
Wolf.
Slither is like an A for me.
Okay.
No, what does Slither?
Zach?
What does Slither start with? What letter does it start with? Come on.
Come on, stop using that analogy.
Well, it doesn't start with a haven't seen.
Okay,
Maria.
Maria.
B.
F.
Dan.
What?
F.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
You
Hate
know
it.
That ain't his
No.
bag, baby.
You know it's a James Gunn movie, right? S.
Hate it. Hate it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say S also.
Well, shit.
I used to like James Gunn until he fucked with Henry Cavill, and now I'm not so sure about him.
Fuck me. Well, I'd agree with that, but yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right, Wolf. Next will be 300.
I'm going to say not one word because it's in the number
I knew
format.
we were gonna say
If
that. I
if
knew
it was in the letter format, then I could maybe say that. But because
Well,
it's in
except for
number
the fact
format-
that y'all voted for 1917 in the top of the top.
and I said the same thing. If it was in the letter format, I would have agreed with 1917.
So
But
you
because
would
it's
have
in
let
the
What's a valid argument?
1917
Yeah.
go
format,
just because of the semantics.
Yeah,
Huh.
because it's not one word; it's one.
I
number.
love that movie.
That's what it is.
Oh,
It
okay.
is a
That's
it is a number, not a word. 300 is a number in this context because
well,
it
if you
is.
spell it out, it's 300.
Yeah, but it's not spelled
Big
out on the
letters.
poster. It's not spelled out as a title, so it is
I bet on the call
just
sheet it was.
300, the
What's
number.
that?
So I'm gonna say
I'm just
not
gonna-
one word.
I'm sure we could find some kind of like fan made or indie poster where it's spelled out. But
Zach,
it
Zach,
wouldn't be official.
B.
Maria.
S.
Yeah.
this is the best Zack Snyder comic book movie on this show today, and it is an S movie.
Yeah. S.
No, I'm gonna say B. For me.
That's killing me. God, we're never gonna have a clean sweep of the whole night.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a first
Never.
return advice where we don't have a clean sweep.
Yeah, first one ever.
It's gonna be the first one ever where
First
we don't have-
divisive group. Oh
or
my
even
God.
the top one will not have a clean sweep.
Yeah.
That's gonna be very, very strange. So that means
Very
it's
interesting
almost
we
guaranteed none of these from this decade will make the top 10 of the championship. Sounds good.
Probably no. Yeah.
All right.
Do
Next will
Oh
be
well, they didn't try
Wally.
hard enough.
We'll have a different panel.
Hmm.
Wally.
All right, so so Wally is the next one, guys.
Wally.
All right, I'm going to say for Wally, A.
Zach.
A.
Maria.
A.
Oh, I'll say A. Yeah.
S.
Well, you know me. I think Wally's boring as shit. So D. I do not like Wally. Boring. No.
You don't like little
almost
Wally
zero
and
dialogue
Eva.
in it. Yeah.
He has a great
No.
message, though.
It'll put me to sleep.
It does have a great
About
message.
obesity
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Well,
All right.
yeah, the message of human all get fat and ride around on hovercraft or whatever little things are. Yeah.
Are we doing that now?
Wolfman. Next one. All right. Next one will be Bronson. Wolf.
So yeah, it's so soon for me. I don't know if I'm ready to fully say S, but like a very,
You can say it. You can say
Very-
it. You're correct.
very high. Yeah. I might go. You know what? Fuck it. For the interesting show, I'll say S. Why not? Yeah.
Zach.
Haven't seen.
Okay. Maria. Haven't seen it.
I have seen it, and his ding-a-ling is everywhere and all at once. But you know what? The thing about it is, doesn't matter about that. I mean, it's shocking for a little bit, and then you're like, oh well. But it goes so many places, so differently than you know what you think. It's very unexpected. I'll give it an S. I think it's pretty good. I mean, other than the seeing his stuff all the time.
Would it be
it's
weird
like,
to say
Jesus
that I
Christ
thought his
already.
ding-a-ling would be a lot bigger than it was?
Well, you know
Sorry.
what? That's why I say, what's he flaunting that thing
It's
for?
small.
Whatever.
He's proud of it.
Unbelievably blasphemy, whatever you want to call it. I have not seen Bronson.
Okay.
Oh, well, I think you'd really.
Well, get ready.
S.
You already see all of Bronson in all of its glory.
It's just like it kept coming up that way. It's like, what the fuck?
Okay. All right. We gotta keep moving.
I watched it for the
Okay,
first
okay.
time, and I thought that it was good. Like I almost want to give it a B, but we'll keep it interesting. I'll say A.
You can't get anything up in here. Fuck me.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but
I know we're gonna have to have 800 votes to determine all these three.
We're not gonna get anything up in here. Up in
All right,
here.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. Wolfman accepted.
Accepted. Is that which one is that? Is that
Justin Long, Lewis Black, Jonah Hill, the fake college.
Okay, so I'm going by Zach's logic here. Not in that I haven't seen, because I have seen it, but I haven't seen it in such a long time that I don't even really remember it. I need to see it again. Like it's been that long because I don't even really remember it.
All right, Zach.
A.
All right. Did you nominate accepted, Zach? Anyways, Maria.
Well,
I'll say A.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the Wolf logic here. I saw this movie so far long ago, and I don't need to see it again. D.
Oh, jeez.
Accepted rules. S.
I'll say A for accepted, but it's a pretty low A for me. Like it's like at the bottom of A.
That movie's fucking great. Anyways, Munich, Wolf.
This is gonna shock you all. I own this on DVD, but I actually haven't seen. Munich is a blind spot of Spielberg for me. I still have to see it.
All right, Zach.
Haven't seen.
Wow.
S. It's really good. Eric Bana, outstanding.
Dan.
S. Daniel Craig, outstanding.
Yes, Daniel Craig. Forgot. Yeah.
Munich is boring. C.
Whoa.
Oh, you silly goose.
It is.
And
boring.
I haven't seen it because it seems boring. So
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I don't know. They kill a bunch of people and they go kill them back. It's okay.
Jordan, trust me, when I know you, you would find it boring.
I don't like it. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, it's not action packed. It's boring.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Some action or humor.
Two
Please.
more. Wolf or Juno.
S. I love that movie.
Wait, nobody said doubt?
See,
Nobody said doubt?
That's fine. That's fine.
I haven't seen it. Like that's probably why. Probably no one's seen that movie.
I've seen
What?
it this time.
You have not seen doubt?
Jordan,
What is the movie we're talking about right now? I've already.
It's not a Jordan movie. Juno is what we're talking about right now.
Isn't
Zach.
it about
Juno?
priests molesting kids or something?
Is it my turn?
No, it's. I'm trying to get his vote from Zach. Oh my God! If everybody.
no,
He said
C.
C. He said
I said
C.
C.
He said.
I couldn't hear him because
He said-
everybody was interrupting. Okay, C.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right, sounds good. Maria. Yeah.
D. I don't like it. Didn't like it then.
Wow. S.
Oh,
S.
geez.
S.
B.
I'll say A for it.
Okay. All right.
This panel is all over the place.
Y'all are out of here.
Yeah.
Channel is all over the goddamn place.
Maybe
I
should
can't
have
do it.
Hot take night.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Hot take
Last
night.
one. Wolf for Collateral.
S.
Zach.
S.
Okay. Maria.
I love Tom Cruise, but C.
S. S.
Oh,
This
it's
is
everywhere.
phenomenal.
Jesus Christ. S.
And I'll say A.
Wow. I thought we were going to get 5 S's out of that.
No,
Oh,
not
man.
quite. We still can't.
Just
I love Mr.
outside. Like it's a
Cruise,
really
but
high
that's
A,
not my
though.
favorite.
Like it's at the top of A.
Really crazy hair and all that shit. Stupid.
Okay.
All right. So what to do now?
Wow, this is really interesting. Okay. All
gonna be-
right. All right. I got to start with the ones I think are safe. So that'll be anything with 4 or more, which is, I think, everything from Collateral up, because everything else had 3. So everything, that first 5 right there, are all safe in the S tier. They're not going anywhere. I was just double checking to make sure there wasn't any more that had 4 that slipped in there. I don't think so. All right. So the next I will go with is anything that had 3 S's and then all A's as well. So 3 and 3 essentially, because that's the closest I'll do. So that'll be Shrek. Shrek will hang in there. 3 and 3 will be Spider-Man. 3 and 3 Zodiac. So Zodiac will hang. Any other 3 and 3s? Well, Bronson had 3 and 1, so that's a contender. We'll see.
Yeah, you had some haven't seen.
Yeah, so then it'll be like anything with like 3 S's, like an A and a B or something similar to that. So that will be Bronson. It'll be Shrek. That will be. I know. Give me a second. I have to consult back and forth on this thing. So just a second here. 3 Signs and Apocalypto. So yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. Well,
right.
okay. No. Okay. I have 11, including Signs. So actually, Signs and Apocalypto were tied, so we'll have to vote on those 2. But everything else will have to get bumped, and I'll have to determine who has the highest grades out of all these, determine which ones are the honorable mentions, because those will be our automatic honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So Miracle has 3, 1, 1, 1. And then what I mean by that is ABC.
Okay.
Constantine has 3 and 2 C's, so Miracle has higher grades. Insomnia has has a D in there and a B, so that's even lower than Constantine with the D. And then 300 has 300 has 3 and 2 B's, so that's higher.
Yeah.
So higher than Insomnia. So our 3, and then Watchmen had
Constantine
Yeah,
sticking.
what did
in-
Watchmen have?
Watchmen had an F and a D and all kinds of stuff like that. So your 3 honorable mentions by default. Boom.
Whoops.
Miracle,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Constantine,
No, I'm
300.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. One of these will be an honorable mention as well. So
Oh
actually,
yeah, we'll have to.
yeah, one of these actually will.
Don't you always do 5 honorable mentions anyway? But
No,
No.
we did 3. No, we did
Okay,
3.
sorry.
Wait, isn't 300 higher than Constantine or no?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm figuring that out.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be Miracle 300, then either Apocalypto or Signs. We have to vote on that. So
Okay.
we have to vote to bump another one out because right now we have 11. So yes, but Apocalypto and Signs are dead exactly the same. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna go up and down the horn. You're just gonna vote. So you'll vote which one stays, which one is higher for you, basically, Apocalypto or Signs. So we'll go Wolfman.
Signs.
Signs. All right, Zach.
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto. Maria.
Apocalypto.
Okay, Dan.
Apocalypto.
I'm gonna go Signs.
And I'll also say Signs. So
Wow.
All right. Shit. All right. Sounds good. Is there anybody in the? I think Steven's in the chat. He can break it. If
Yeah, is anyone
chat
in
wants to break it.
the chat? Yeah, Signs or
Oh,
Apocalypto.
he thinks. Oh, he already put Apocalypto's overrated. That might break it.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's overrated. So it'll probably be Signs, I think. But yeah, because that'll break it.
Yeah, I think that might do it, unfortunately. But
Of
Apocalypto.
all the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movies to make it, that one does.
The best one.
Yeah. So
It is good.
all right.
Unbreakable is better than that.
Okay.
Unbreakable is the second best.
All right. So let's see what's
Yeah,
going to
there's
be
2 in
next.
M Night.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Unbreakable. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
So Shrek, I'm sorry, Bronson has the least amount of votes, so I'm going to bump Bronson down here at number 9. And then Spider-Man, let's see, Spider-Man, who the hell is Spider-Man? Okay, Spider-Man, Shrek, and Zodiac all have the exact same 3 and 3. So what I'm going to do is hopefully we don't have any ties, but we're going to vote for what's your top out of all of those? Spider-Man, Zodiac, or Shrek? What's your highest out of those? All right, does that make sense?
All
And
right.
then we'll see what happens here. All right, so Wolfman, your highest out of those 3: Spider-Man, Zodiac, Shrek.
Oh, you gotta start with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
In this case, what my heart is telling me and my brain's telling me is different. My heart is telling me Spider-Man, and I'm listening to my heart. So
Yeah, I'm actually the same way.
Zach?
I'm going with Shrek.
Shrek. Maria.
Shrek.
Shrek.
Zodiac.
Zodiac. Spider-Man.
And I'll also go Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, and then Shrek got second most votes, so that's the way it's going to go right there. So all right, and now we will go to our 4. Is it Gladiator's number 1 by default because it had 5. It's the only one that did. So Gladiator's already number 1 by default.
Yeah.
By default, it had the highest of the whole night. The only one
That's
that had more than 4, so it just wins.
Yeah.
No voting required. But the rest of these, I got to look at the votes. So Old Boy only had 4 votes, but they were all S. So it was technically a clean sweep, but not a 6 for.
Oh, so it
Collateral had 5.
sort of had a unanimous one. Sort of.
Well, Moon also had only 4 votes, but they were all S. Unbreakable had an A, so it's behind. And then Collateral had the C, so that's where it is right there as well. So the only one we have to break is Moon and Old Boy. That's what we got to vote on.
Oh man.
So
literally like
even if you haven't seen it, you got to vote for one or the other. Which one more interested you or whatever? So,
let me look at my top 128 to see which was higher.
Yeah, right. The number 4 and 5 for this ranking. Oh.
Yeah,
Didn't
so you
Collateral
gotta
have
vote for one of
5 S's though, Austin?
No, God, no. God, Collateral was Collateral was 4, an A, and a C.
Yeah, Maria gave a C to that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin.
That's right.
Oh,
I said,
Jordan screwed
"Damn."
that.
Gosh.
Jordan,
So-
you screwed it up because if you would have gave it an S, it would have had 5 S's.
Well, I'm not as high on it, so sorry.
So
It's,
sorry, I have to
I'd
go
give
by the
it an
votes,
S.
Dan.
I'd
That's why
have an S.
I keep
I
the
know,
automatic S.
I know.
All right, so we got to go up and down the horn. Oh boy or Moon, which is higher? Wolf.
So literally, Old Boy's number 35 on my top 128, but Moon is number 33. So
Wow.
they're
Oh,
super
man.
close. So let's just. So I will go Moon. It's that close, but
All right.
Moon.
All right, Zach, you just got to vote for one of them. Which one's interesting?
Yeah, just let her. That's all we need.
Moon.
Moon. Okay, Maria.
Moon.
Moon.
Wow.
Damn.
You guys are incredible. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm going Old Boy.
And yeah, I have Moon just barely higher. I got to go Moon.
Wow. All right, there you go. All right, it just edges it out.
I mean, hey, Moon's phenomenal. It's like
It
is.
is, but
It's so
it's
good.
not better than Moon.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Spider-Man is one word,
What
by
did
the
I
way.
say this?
Hyphens count as one word, Stephen, in the comments, by the way. Grammatically
All right,
Yep.
Steven.
I
For
Thank
anyone
you.
who wonders, we should have made that clear, I guess. I didn't think we would need to. So.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, now that's it.
All right, yeah, that'll do it. So usually we just have Austin break it down, and you can kind of break down our top 10 and our 3 honorable
this
mentions.
is according to wordribbon.net. So once compound words are closed or hyphenated, they are counted as one word. So that is a one word.
But
What?
okay,
I think we proved that.
How about you Google next? How about you Google next? So if it's in the number format, does numbers count as one word?
Yes, we already determined that. If it's phonetically one word, yes.
Yeah. Phonetically one.
Yeah.
But so our
I don't think
top
that's the
10
hill you want to die on,
movies
is it?
will be in the championship episode. Not the 3 honorable mentioned, but they will be in our poll that we do over in the Showdown Friends and Family group. So the community can vote on what they think of our list. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure they all watch Bronson.
Yeah.
We want Tom Hardy out there.
Yeah, but this one was interesting because the last time
out there,
the last two we at least had a couple that had either 5s and 6s, that were pretty heavy, unanimous, and we didn't really have that tonight, other than kind of Gladiator, but that's about it.
How did Gladiator not get 6 S's? I don't know.
Somebody voted A for it. I forget who it was. Somebody had it A.
Wasn't me.
Who was the asshole that did that?
Who was it? Go ahead, reveal yourself. Who cares?
No.
I forget who had it at A. Somebody.
I think it was.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
No.
I like it lighthearted.
No, we love everyone. We're just playing.
Yeah, we're not fight over that. It's silly to fight over.
Okay.
We like what we like, and we want to convince everybody else to like the same thing.
Jordan, let me break this down, and then you can reveal your Fs, and then we'll go to plugs.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
And I'll put them in the F tier as you say them. So,
sure.
even if we don't agree, I'll put them in there just for fun.
Okay.
All right. But for tonight, for our 2000s one-word titles, our top 10 for the evening is Gladiator. We got Moon, Old Boy, Unbreakable, number 5, Collateral, 6, Spider-Man, 7, Shrek, 8, Zodiac, 9, Bronson, 10, Signs, and our honorable mentions tonight, Apocalypto, Miracle, and 300. And
all right,
that'll do it. So what do you want?
Nice,
Jordan. We're on your
so
list. Are you gonna make people mad with some of these picks? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, I think people are gonna be like vehemently disagreeing with me on these. People are not gonna be.
Well, we'll find out.
But that's fine because I have adaptation in the F tier, so that's one. Right?
Oh, God.
Well, we already voted on that one though.
I also have Chicago. Like, fuck that musical. I don't like it. Chicago.
I hate that musical too. Yay me.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
I also have Hairspray. I'm not a musical
like
guy. That's why. So yeah.
Hey, John Travolta played a woman.
Yeah,
I know.
That's just like wrong on so many levels.
He just needs to be doing what he'd be doing, but yeah.
John Travolta's a closet gay man. I'm not convinced of that, but I have Saw. I'm just not a fan of the Saw franchise.
I
it's
disagree
way
with
too
that.
core. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, and then I also have Sunshine because I hate that movie.
Sunshine's S tier.
I tried watching it, and it was the most boring, slow movie with
It
like
is.
an all-star cast that was
S tier,
wasted,
the Sunshine.
completely effing
So,
wasted.
okay, so
that cast. I
the
hate
first
Austin,
it.
I like
two
your
thirds-
I like your moxie.
Suck it. Yeah,
No, I
The
can't
first
do that
2/3
because I have to go back
tier.
to these and for my.
it's a way better
criteria
Cillian Murphy movie that
And look at what we had.
that came out this year.
The first
so-
2/3 of Sunshine is S tier.
Oppenheimer's
Once it
better
gets
than-
into that
than
third
Sunshine.
act, though, then it does become like C or D. Like that
Yeah,
third
it's just,
act
like, slow
derails
and
that movie a
boring,
lot.
and,
Once
like,
it's the first two
Like
acts
weird
of that
people
movie,
die. Like at one point,
once
I
they
thought that
do that, like Sunshine Man,
I'd like to listen to you talk
whatever,
over each other, but
it's so weird.
one at a time, please.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys, yell over each other, but it's.
At one point I thought that Michelle Yeoh died, and then all of a sudden she's still alive. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like I thought she was dead, and then she's back alive, or what?
Everything everywhere
Guess I
all at
didn't get
once.
it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, for me, it was also just the whole. What I was saying earlier was just like the first 2/3. I'm like, this is one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen, and then once they introduce that weird Sunshine Man person, that's like
Too late to examine movies this late.
Whatever the third act was.
Don't give too much away, Wolf.
I'm not a huge Danny
please.
Boyle guy.
Yeah,
Just
I
don't
haven't
talk
seen
about
it
them
yet.
anymore. Just pick apps that you're going to pick, and then let's go.
The
Because
title
it's
gives a
almost
lot
midnight, and I'm tired.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, but that'll do it for us. Yeah.
Austin, am I able to give you my two other F1s just because I have
quickly, we're wrapping it up. Yeah, quickly.
them? Seabiscuit and Hitch.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Seabiscuit's
really?
not bad.
Those are good. Those are like middle of the road movies for me. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's an
but
F, but I mean, maybe a D. Did I go a D? Maybe.
This panel has really stirred up the chat tonight. Yeah, sorry, Memento didn't make it. It's overrated. Ray didn't make it. It's overrated. Walkhart exposed that. Sorry,
Yeah.
Coraline. Yeah, it is what it is. Not an
Yeah.
animated panel.
Coraline didn't make it. Yeah. There's a few of them.
Sorry. It is what it
Yeah.
is. No animated.
Also, there's a lot of movies
not a lot of
people haven't
animated
seen
tonight.
on this list. I have a huge
Yeah.
list of blind spots. They just didn't come up. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah,
Yeah,
that'll do
Coraline
it.
is
So
great. I agree.
we'll just take that.
We're still
author
alive. Look
and-
at us all. It's still
Yeah.
sun and everything.
We survived, so we'll just
Wherever
quick
we are.
plug and see if we can
Wolf,
get out of
did
here in
you
under
eat
3 hours. So,
I don't remember seeing
but-
you eat anything.
but yeah, well, we'll be doing best one-word titles of the '90s next month, so we can talk some '90s movies.
Ooh, got
So,
some good
but-
ones in there. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll
yeah.
be fun. So,
Sign me up
so
for
yeah.
that one, Jordan.
Yeah. Totally. Like for these series, I like having a lot of the same people just so we can keep it consistent, So yeah, but
I don't know who hates everything. Me.
I got my
we'll
first
start with
without having the
with
list in
Wolf
front of me. I
Boy
already know.
or Wolfman, whatever you want to go by. Where can we find you?
Find me on my YouTube channel, Mega Movies. I will be starting up a new show soon called the Mega Showdown, where we will be comparing two movies that are either similar or in like a franchise or something like that, and we'll have them face off against each other. We'll break them down into categories. So it'll be like characters, writing, stuff like that. We'll break them down into categories and then have a judge vote on our arguments. And then whichever one ends up winning, that is the film that will end up being the victor. So it'll be kind of a fun little game thing I'll be starting up soon. And the first episode will be airing in September. I'm announcing it now, though. It'll be airing sometime in September for this film's 30th anniversary. We'll be doing Dazed and Confused versus American Graffiti. So that'll be fun.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I watch American
I will.
Graffiti. I've never seen it.
Yes. So that'll be a really fun episode. And then, of course, my awards roundtable show. It will be with the fall festival happening at some point. I gotta get Dan on there. We gotta talk some of like what's coming out of the fall festivals and all that stuff like that, and all the Oscar contenders and everything. That'll be really fun. But then also Jordan I meant Austin. It's basically you're the same person because y'all both.
Yeah, we're on a lot of stuff together.
Austin, but Austin and I agreed that next month, because we weren't able to do it in June, and we don't really have a theme for next month, we decided to do the room drinking game next month in September. So that'll be exciting to do the drink game of the room.
Spoon's ready to throw at the screen, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one, and much more coming up. I will be doing.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, I did not.
I'll be doing a review this weekend. Also, I do want to announce this. One, I'll be doing a review for it this weekend, but also I am in contact with the director, and the director is reaching out to his PR team right now to try to set up something, which is cool. Hopefully it happens, but I might be getting an interview with the director of Slaughterhouse, that movie that just recently came out, and the theaters and stuff like that. That'll be fun. And then I also will be reviewing that this weekend, so that'll be really fun too. So.
Good for you, Wolfman.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, Zach, thanks for coming on. It's fun to have you. What do you have going on? Where can we find you?
I mean, I compete in a lot of different places for movie trivia and general trivia, but as far as reviewing movies, I do have a YouTube channel and I do have a letterbox, both under Movie Fan Z, and that's where I do every one of my reviews.
Is that where you take position of the World War Z? Just a joke. Not a good one.
And if you go on there, you can see that Zach actually has seen movies. He has a letterbox of tons of movies he's seen.
What's your letterbox again, bro? I'll follow you.
Movie Fan Z.
Okay. Already followed. Followed.
I'm so proud of you.
And Maria, where can we find you?
I don't do anything. I'm not worth it. I don't have a channel doing new shit. I follow around people and I try to have some fun.
You do.
I try to make some, do some contests. I'm here for the fun. We're here for some brain stuff and here for the fun. So you'll see me here and there.
Sounds good.
If you don't, it's okay too.
Yeah, we'll see you pop up quite a bit on here. So but Dan, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me right here on the Movie Hero Network next Friday. Where I got two jabronis named Austin and Jordan, and one great guy named Wolfman, and two other great guys. No, I'm joking. I love you guys. You know I love you guys.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna have to be there to make sure you two jabronis don't make it a 5-hour show. So that's what that's gonna be my
You got Jonathan Carroll
about his favorite
and Jonathan can talk a lot too. So I really got to be on my game.
Put a Camelback on and get you a bunch of sandwiches.
Jordan, I'm telling you right now. Jordan, you have to let me run that stream so I can have my music ready to go on the StreamYard
I'll let you run it
to cut other people off. You have to let me. You have to let me play the clips so we're ready to speed it up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I love you guys. This is going to be so much fun next Friday. I cannot wait to see how. God! And then we get to the under the 70s one-word titles. I want to make sure the right movie wins that thing. If you guys are, don't even get me started on that. But I got to be on all the one-word titles, especially the under 70s one, because the best movie is going to win that one. It better get on as number one. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to make some warnings about that. But no, you can skip out.
Well, Jordan's going to task me with putting together a 70s list because he didn't know 70s movies as well as I do. So yes, I got
TikTok. You can search for it in the App Store.
Maria.
Sorry.
Someone's watch is going off for like whatever.
I don't have to be at TikTok.
Good job, Maria. Good job. You can find me at Dan Skip Out on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, or variations of DP Skip Out from the fourthrow.com. But I'm also a film critic in Orlando, Florida. You see me right there, right below my name? I'm a film critic in Orlando, Florida. I write for two websites. My own website called FromTheFourthRow.com. Please go and follow me on there. And also DisappointmentMedia.com. Also, I am in the midst of my life, my love, 50 years in film, 5-part series. With it, it's a 3-platform project that I'm involved with. I write the articles, reviews on my website, and I do it in a given 10-year span. And then I also have a companion video where I compare my 10 favorite films of that 10-year span with some friends or a buddy of mine. And then I also rank all of them on from year always to present. First year is 1974, always to present on Letterboxd. Then I put in the link of the review from my fourth row. So it's a multi-platform project that I'm doing to celebrate my 50 years of existence. And I'm real proud of this series, and I'm really having a lot of fun doing it. Also, I've been on the Dill Pickle Network a few times, and they have a phenomenal show. If you guys haven't watched, it's called Picture This, where they do a revisitation of the Academy Awards from year to year. And I've done all the Godfather years, 72, 74, and 90, and also 1980. And I should be coming on again pretty soon. They're going to do some older years, like in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So hopefully I'll be on a little bit more with those guys. Also, I tried to get this guy down here in the corner to be on with us last week, but he didn't realize the time we were going to be on. Wolfman was supposed to be on with the Win, where myself and Malcolm Lay, we talk about awards season, whether it be the Emmys or the Academy Awards, and really starting to get kicking in as far as the award season goes after the big film festivals in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we're going to have Wolfman. We're going to try a second chance with Wolfman on the next episode.
Yes. The only reason
what are you talking about Gone with the Wind about? I mean,
I don't understand. No, it's Gone with the Wind instead of Wind.
Oh, I see. It's your name of your thing. Okay, I was like, Ashley Wilkes sucks. Okay, other than that.
So we're gonna get Wolfman on eventually. We're gonna get him on there, but and you can always I'm always on sporadically. We got the Westerns coming up. We got a couple of the Batman. Yeah. We got some of these other guys comparisons. You're gonna see me a lot on the Hero, the Two Jabroni Hero Network.
Yeah, we'll have you on. Yep.
I don't know if they're jabronis, but okay.
They know I'm kidding with them. They know I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. Well,
are you jabronis, guys?
Austin,
have you been wrestling?
What do you have going on?
Yeah, actually, I've had a couple of light weeks. Actually, I haven't had a whole ton going on. Nice. Yeah, I mean, not much. We might do a ASAT on Monday night that apparently I'm part of some super secret ASAT that Jordan Owens has me in a group for. So I don't know what the topic is. Just some super secret ASAT I got to be a part of. I don't know. Apparently
I'm crushing
I'm special. But yeah, so it'll just be pretty much the stuff here on the Movie Hero Network. I think me and Jacob will be back not this week, but next week for our continuation of a podcast about movies. We'll be doing our 90s movies that are celebrating 30th and 25th anniversaries. I can't believe I can't believe I still have to say that the early 90s is like 30 years ago. That still boggles my mind.
Yeah,
that stinks. But yeah, we'll be covering the movies we'll be covering on that one will be The Fugitive, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, just because, and the two ones of the 25th anniversary would be Blade and The Faculty. So we'll be covering.
The Faculty.
Love The Faculty.
Fugitive.
Yeah, The Fugitive.
Definitely,
both
yes.
good, yeah.
The Fugitive.
Oh, The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Just rewatched it the other day. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's one of Steven's in the comments.
I love that. I love the music. I like the sly humor and everything else in it. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
good. Well, The Fugitive and The Faculty will both be in our one-word tier ranker, so they'll both be there.
The Faculty, not The Faculty. No, it will not.
Yeah, you're right. The reason I was thinking it's just Faculty, but
Blade
not The Fugitive because we don't count the. Okay.
Blade's not bad.
So they won't.
Blade is one word. Blade will be in there.
Blade. There you go. There's one. Yeah.
There's one. Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to do something where we include the movies with the word "the" in the
I think
title
that's the last movie I like Tommy Lee Jones in.
There's too damn many "the" movies. We can't do it. We just can't do it. There's too many of them.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even win the Academy Award though, Maria, for that. He doesn't. He wins for U.S.
No, but I know.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's a curmudgeon now, but I mean, then he was almost okay. Now he's just so awful. Go away.
A little more likable.
Yeah.
But
get those damn taking out.
I think it's really funny. It's just.
But as far as for me, you can find us just all over the social media. It's Movie Hero 2121 on X and Instagram. I'm getting used to saying X now, which is weird, but and then
fall off the earth.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, but my on my personal social media, Jordan83616, and you can find us over in the Shoutout Friends and Family group. We'll have a poll within the next day or two of the top 10 and the 3 honorable mentions from tonight's episode. So you can go vote and you can let us know if we got it right or wrong, or scream at us, or give us a list of movies. I can't believe this didn't make the list, or like whatever. You can do that. And then we also have coming up, and for some reason my computer decided to give me all of my email pop-ups randomly, and I can't click on anything. I was trying to bring up a little graphic because everybody in this group is going to be part of the Seen and Heard trivia. Which, oh man, I'm getting like so many pop-ups. That is weird. I don't know what's going on. But
have you been hacked?
Yeah, but anyways, we're going to have a big free for all. So that's
I don't know.
Coming up very soon. Maybe
Working
so.
on it,
And actually, I
So
realized
good.
I don't even have that graphic loaded up on this little
Talk about the
folder.
September
If I
10th
switch over
thing
to
on your
the
channel?
the tournament fights here, you'll see the background change.
The Middle Earth one. How did that go?
Yeah,
That
yeah. So it's going to be
was a
September
lot of
10th.
fun.
It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be 27 competitors. So yeah, it'll be fun. It's a lot of work. I've been spending all day, every day working on that. So yeah. But anyways, it's not going to let me bring that up. So who cares about the graphic? But it'll be on September 10th. So tune in for that.
I can deeply.
And we're completely full. So if you would like to be a part of the of a free for all, we're going to do another one around the holiday time. So if you don't get in on
Make it
this,
rain.
you can get in December. So we'll have that going on. And yeah, and then also you can we have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/movie hero, I'm still working on uploading a few things. We're going to have an extended schedule up so people can get first dibs on signing up for episodes. So and I've been a little late getting that up because I just started a new job, and it's been pretty killer as far as the hours go. I got to be in there at 4:30 every morning, and so I'm going to throw in an extra month. So you'll get the schedule all the way until the end of January next year, so you can really see like a extended look on what we have coming up and sign up for episodes before anyone else does. And then let's see what. We have a couple of podcasts too that I've yet to upload on there. Our best and worst movie theater experiences. That's going to be one, and then we're going to be doing a draft. We're going to be drafting our favorite animated movies of all times. So that will be something that's coming up for that. But you can only find it if you go to patreon.com/movie hero, and then just what we have coming up for tournament fights and tier ranker. Let me bring up my schedule here. So. We are going to be doing on Tuesday. We have best post-apocalyptic movies. So I've been waiting on that one for a while. That one got pushed back a little bit. And then we'll obviously be doing Dan's top 64 on Friday. Then we'll
send me that list because I really want to see like the ones I haven't seen yet of his 64. Like I'm excited about that.
No, you can't give him the list. Nobody
my
gets
computer
it. Only
is the weirdest
Austin
thing.
gets
It took me
it.
that long to say, here's a graphic for the free-for-all, guys. I do have one. There you go. You can see it. Anyways, because I started getting all my email, my new emails as pop-ups. My computer randomly started that. But anyways, also we have coming up, though, on our schedule. Yeah, our Movie Hero monthly mystery tournament where we have a big wheel of movies that everyone that's partnered with our channel and our top regulars. So now that we'll be doing Dan's top 64, we can even add that to the list so we can spin it. And if one of your movies comes up, you can come on with us and do a 1 hour deep dive if one of your movies pops up. So that'd be cool to do. Yeah. And so we'll have that for Wheel of Movies. So that's another show, which we will be back doing Wheel of Movies on this next Wednesday. We meant to do it this last week, but I started my new job and it got crazy. So I'm going to spin it. I'm going to have a YouTube short coming up in the next day or two, and it'll reveal what movie gets spun.
I'm going to
but on top of that, our movie
all day tomorrow until he spins the wheel. I promise.
Yeah, right. Because I also have family in town, so I got to just carve out time and just do it. But
Jordan's going to spin the wheel, and you're going to have Austin spin your head because you're just going to keep on.
I'm going to keep blowing up his messenger until he spins the wheel.
Yeah. But on the Movie Hero,
I gotta go, guys.
Goes a long. Yeah, sure. If you
Go
got to
ahead.
bump off.
Is
You
that
gotta
okay?
go. If
Can I
anybody's gotta
really?
go, he can go.
My son just came home from
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
and he just got here.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
You gotta go.
all right.
Go. We're just plugging. Go ahead. Yeah. Have a good
I
night.
don't really
yeah.
have to
But,
go, but I want to go.
You're good. Go ahead.
I want to see
sure,
my
sure.
son. Okay, not you guys.
You're
Yep.
fine.
All right.
You're fine.
Yep.
Good.
I'll see you later.
See
He
ya,
came
but-
home from Florida. You guys are
Yeah.
in Florida, but he came back. Now, what does that mean?
Nice.
He's gonna go back in a couple days. It's okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. See you. Thank you for
All
having me. Love you all.
Yeah.
Adios.
See you later.
Where you from,
But I was
Zach?
gonna say,
I'm,
to go along.
I'm an hour outside of Orlando.
So am I. North, east, west, where?
After the show, guys, we got to wrap this up.
After the show.
After the show.
Yeah.
We're at 1
I'm gonna
a.m.
attempt to
where
get
I
these-
am. After the show.
These
We gotta get these
plugs
plugs out. We gotta go.
because people
Yeah.
want to know what we have coming up. So
Yeah.
don't talk. But yeah, to go along with that though, with our We Love Movies, we have a mystery tournament we do once a month, and it's going to be the same exact wheel. We just spin it 64 times. The first 64 movies to pop up will be what will show up in the tournament. We have our Battle of the Batman, Keaton versus Bale versus Val Kilmer versus Pattinson. That's what we decided. We've done some shows featuring other people that played Batman, so those are the ones we're doing. We have our best movies of 2008 ladder series that's coming up. So we've been doing one a month, is working our way backwards. And then we also have best westerns that Dan mentioned earlier. And then we're doing a big geek series to determine the best geek characters of all time. It's an overall series. We just barely did our Wizarding World versus Middle Earth tournament. So that was so many. We had a bunch of.
I'm so glad
diehard
you
fans of
didn't
that.
invite me on, because I love Lord of the Rings, but I'm so glad
me the link.
you initially invited me on that episode. I'm so glad
Yeah.
after watching it you didn't, because I would have been on there for 5 hours just
Hours
talking
going on and on.
Lord.
Yeah.
I just want to watch it. I really
Yeah.
am interested in that. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I'll send you the link because I had my brother and sister on. They're big fans of those properties. We had a Chadwick Webb and Carrie on there, so
Did you
they're
get
big.
Malcolm on there?
He was on there.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter
he did the
fan.
bracket.
Malcolm, yep.
I
Oh,
knew
yeah.
it.
Yep,
I knew
he
you
did
had to
the
have
bracket
Malcolm
for it.
Mhm.
But our
You had to have
next
Peter
geek,
Jackson on there. Of course, you had to have Peter Jackson on there.
yeah. But our next geek tournament's going to be best Marvel characters. We got a Marvel one coming up. So, and then we also, I'll just give our first 2 episodes in October, and that'll wrap it up. But just a couple of horror ones. We're doing a Masters of Horror a tournament to kick off October, and it's going to be Wes Craven versus George A. Romero versus James Wan versus John Carpenter versus Toby Hooper. So about 8 movies from each, maybe, or
Toby
so,
Hooper's
so.
got that many?
He's got enough.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's got enough for it. So
All right,
so yeah, we're doing that,
I mean,
and
you
then
could
also
argue-
yeah,
Culture
but
Prize,
also
other ones, yeah.
yeah, you got those. But me and Malcolm also will be doing me versus him on our favorite horror movies of all time, because we're both horror fans, but we're not like as diehard to say like Austin or maybe even Wolfman, but like we are horror fans, just maybe a little more casual. So yeah, so it'll be kind of interesting to see a more casual look into that. So, but anyways, I'm glad I finally got those out. And that'll do it for us tonight. But thanks guys for jumping on. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, and for anyone that's tuning in, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we're really doing a big push to get to 1,000 subscribers. We need about 700 more, so that's a work in progress, but we're slowly getting there. And then if you'd like to be on any episodes or anything that we do, you can DM me or Austin on Facebook, or we do have a email. You go, it's moviehero2121@gmail.com. All that's down in the description. Just you can find it down there. But anyways, for Wolfman or Wolf Boy, for Zach Shelton, for Dan Skip Allen, for Maria Hammond, for Austin Pez Howell, I've been Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.